Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you please kindly rise and remove your hats. We honor America with our national anthem. Please direct your attention to the south end zone for the presentation of colors. Tonight's presentation of colors being presented by the O.D. Wyatt Color Guard. At right guard, Commander Sergeant Major Hector Medina. Left guard, First Lieutenant Say 2. Texas flag, Sergeant Xavier Teaneck. U.S. flag, Sergeant Armand Farouk. And now, to honor America and all the Americans around the world fighting for our freedom, the play of our national anthem. Tonight performed by the O.D. Wyatt Chaparrals Marching Band.
And welcome in to Paul M. Galvin Field. It's the Colleyville Heritage Panthers taking on the O.D. Wyatt Chaparrals tonight. I'm Trey Francis, your lone guy for the night, running the camera and the audio, so please stand by if we have any issues.
Now direct your attention to the center of the field for tonight's coin toss. Honorary coin toss, Mr. and Mrs. Dr. D.L. Wallace. CEO and founder.
And they're out there for the coin toss right now, as you can see. We'll zoom on in there for you. Looks like for Colleyville, it's going to be number 20. That's Bryson Burgess. Number 4 looks like Ty Golden.
Which is an educational technology that offers.
On the toss, elected to defer, and we'll kick to start the game.
It's also out there, number 78. That's Tristan Rodriguez.
Ability to learn and earn.
And the other one was number 1. That's Luke Ulrich.
Congratulations. Also, is a proud alumni of all Sunday.
It is a cold one here tonight in Fort Worth. It's 55 degrees, slowly getting colder as we speak. Colleyville is going to kick off, going from right to left. Out to kick will be Mr. Zuckert. We've seen him kick all year long. Big legs, been working with Reed Harrison Ducrow, one of our members in the booth. And this is the last regular season game. Next week is the playoffs. And the ball is in the air. Kick down, caught at the 7-yard line, dropped on the turf at the 10. Gonna look to come to the middle of the field. Makes Coleman miss, has room to run. Only Zuckert stands in his way. Makes a move on Zuckert, now to the 20, now to the 10, and they're gonna take the opening kickoff back to the house. That's the last thing you want to happen if you're that Colleyville Special Teams, who's done a great job all year long. Now giving up their first touchdown on special teams all year. Did not catch the number on that one. Looks like the hold, we got number 11, that's Dardigan Crawford. Using this viewfinder as my best friend. Since it's just me running the camera and the voice, gotta improvise a little bit, so stay patient with me. Whistle blown, flag down.
Flag on the play for the extra point.
Ball start. 55, offense. 5-yard penalty, retry.
It's going to be a false start on the kicking team, on the PAT unit. Snap is back. It's up, and it's blocked. Colleyville has it. They're running the opposite direction. Ran out of bounds right there after getting the ball is going to be number 7. That is Hayden West. So only giving up 6 points there. Not what you wanted to happen on the first drive of the game. So Colleyville is going to start down 6-0, and we're only 20 seconds into this one. Back to return deep here for Colleyville is going to be number 4 and 5. That's Ty and Hayden Golden. Maybe Colleyville will have an answer of their own right here. Maybe a big kick return for them, putting up points. Colleyville wearing their white jerseys and black pants, black helmets with the red logo on the side. And OD Wyatt wearing their blue jerseys, blue pants, dark blue helmets. And it's a pooch kick to the middle of the field. It's going to be caught by Dressel. Dressel goes to the middle of the field, brought down at the 30. And that's where Mr. Luke Ulrich and the Colleyville offense will be taking over.
Dressel on the return.
Ulrich calls his own number there, going up the middle. Picks up a gain of a couple.
Will keep the first one. Pick up 5 on the play. Out to the 36-yard line.
Let me change that score for you. It's going to be an empty set on this one. Ulrich throws to the near side. It's caught by Blewett over to the left sideline. Brought out of bounds at the 41-yard line. It's going to be enough to move the chains for the Colleyville offense. Another empty set, sending 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Ulrich takes a snap, looks to his right, and then runs. Finds some room in the middle, not very much room, going to call it a gain of 2.
On the carry.
A few changes there as Ryan Keller checks into the game at running back. Looks like Graves stands in front of him. To the near side's Blewett. Ulrich looks back, finds Blewett's caught the 48-yard line. Blewett's going to be brought down at the 47. They'll give him the 48 for his progress. Going to bring up a 3rd down. Joey Hillard in at receiver on the far side in the slot. Slot to the near side, number 24, Nicholas Wankami. I'll try and get to those names as I can. Another empty set, same look. Ulrich runs right, now cuts up the middle. Back to the right. Pulled down at the 44-yard line, and that's going to be enough to move the chains.
Down to the 46-yard line, and a 1st down for Colleyville Heritage.
Colleyville has the ball at the 43. Now putting the back to his right. 2 receivers to the near side. Ulrich drops back to pass. Has a man on the right side. It's going to be caught for no gain as Mr. Luke Graves gets back to the line of scrimmage. And there is an injury. So with that, we'll step away and take a timeout for just a second. We'll be right back, but before then, we'll let y'all listen to one of our sponsors.
You have a dream, the dream of having a pool and a backyard oasis. It's time to talk to the professionals at J. Caldwell Custom Pools. From new construction to remodeling, service, and maintenance, J. Caldwell Custom Pools is your custom pool builder and outdoor living design experts. Your dream of having a pool with spas, fountains, and fire features is about to come true. Dive in and find out more at jcaldwellcustompools.com. Proud sponsor of the Colleyville Heritage Panthers.
Classic Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
We're your neighbor. We're your friend. And when you're at Classic Chevrolet, we consider you part of our family. Enjoy honest, upfront pricing, the largest selection of new Chevrolets in the nation, and fair, competitive payouts on every trade.
It's consistently in and out in 30 minutes. No haggling, no problems.
Classic Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference. difference.
IFC Roofing is a locally owned general contractor and construction company which manages roofing projects hands-on from start to finish. We can also help you navigate each step of the sometimes complicated insurance claim process. If you suspect your home's been damaged by Mother Nature, give IFC Roofing a call and see why they're the highest rated and reviewed roofing general contractor in DF.
And we're back. He has been helped off the field. It's going to be number 2, Ashton Larkin. He is walking off, so good to see that he's all right. The second 9, Colleyville has the ball at the 42-yard line of the Chaparrals. Ulrich will take the ball, look to pass to the left side. It's going to be through the hands of Mr. Braden Blewett, incomplete. Going to bring up third down.
Is incomplete.
And if you're just tuning in with us, Colleyville Heritage gave up an early touchdown on the opening kickoff. The Chaparrals took it back, put up an early 6 points, and Colleyville's looking to answer. At third and 9, Ulrich's going to hand it off up the middle to Keller. Keller's not going to have any room in there. He's only going to pick up a couple. Colleyville turning away from the passing game very fast. It's going to be 4th and 6 for the Panthers. Ulrich will have Keller to his right. 2 receivers will go to each side. Ulrich gets the snap, drops back to pass. Has man on the right sideline. He's going to have enough for a first down. That is number 2, Zach Sogan. Really good play there. He knew the down and distance. Knew go to the sticks, sit down, catch and throw, and it's just like playing catch in the backyard. So now 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 31-yard line. Ulrich hands it off to Keller, running this way. Contact in the backfield, manages to bounce forward for a few yards, now brought down to the 28. Keller's done such a good job all year. When he gets that first contact, he always finds a way to fall forward and get those extra yards, which is what you look for in a running back.
Down at the 28-yard line. Second down and 7.
2nd and 7. Now a pass. Rolling out right is Ulrich. Ulrich looks downfield. It's going to be incomplete. Was intended for Braden Blewett. Now another 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. No big plays yet from this explosive Colleyville team that we've seen all year long. Just can't quite get things rolling just yet. They'll flood the pattern with receivers. Ulrich finds one to the near side. It's Blewett along the left sideline. Nearly steps out of bounds, now brought down at the 21. They're saying the ball popped out. Ref said it did not. Another 4th down here. Oh, they said move the chains. Ball's going to be marked down at the 20. Ulrich keeps it. And it's going to be dropped for a loss. Really good thing that was not 4th down, it was 1st down. So Colleyville still has some room to work here.
With the defensive stop for the Chaparrals.
We've seen Colleyville struggle the last few games. Now in the first quarter, they just haven't got things clicking very fast. And with the playoffs right around the corner, you know, that is the key in the playoffs, is to get rolling fast and stay on the momentum. So now at the 29 is the Panthers. It's going to be 2nd and 19. Ulrich has Keller to his right. Drops back to pass. Looks to the left side. It's going to be over the head. That is number 11, Joey Hillard.
Joey Hillard on the reception for the Panthers.
And we'll shout out those offensive linemen as I can see them. That's number 76 in there. That's Tucker Perriman. The near side tackle is number 55, Parker Leatherwood. It's now a 3rd and 19. Ulrich drops back to pass. Looks deep down the field. Has a man. It's caught. It's going to be a touchdown. That's number 5, Hayden Golden. It's been one of his big targets all year long and now finds him for a score. And on for the PAT is going to be Ryan Zucker, number 47. That was a really big answer there from Colleyville. Obviously giving up the touchdown early, but now connecting Ulrich to Golden. And Ulrich's going to look to put the Panthers ahead. And he will. PAT is good by Mr. Zucker. Colleyville now leads at 7-6 with 6:15 left to play in the first quarter. We will take a break and be right back.
Hey, now listen, folks, I got a little story for you about where I get my comfort food when I'm feeling down and blue. I drive down South Whitechapel to the feed store, barbecue.
And we're back. I'll update that score for you in just a moment. It's going to be Dressel kicking off. Kick is away from right to left. It's going to be a touchback.
That kick goes through the end zone.
There we go. Got that score for you. The Panthers lead 7-6. Now O.D. Wyatt comes back out. Colleyville that time kicking it through the end zone, not allowing a return. As we saw, they got torched last time, gave up the touchdown. Ball is marked at the 25. That's where the Chaparrals will start on offense. Looks like in the backfield is going to be number 11, Dardian Crawford, and number 1, Cade Barrett. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, but this Colleyville defensive front just swarming as they have done all year long. That was a handoff to Cade Barrett, who I have listed as the quarterback, but that time was the running back. Looks like they might try to go with the set where both of them play quarterback and running back. We'll find out as the game continues. Now a 2nd and 12. Now he's going to keep it up the middle. Makes a man miss. Brought down to the 30-yard line. Picks up about a gain of 7 yards on that play.
Quarterback keeper.
Snap back, throw to the near side. Quickly pushed out of bounds. Going to bring up 4th down for the Chaparrals. It's a big question mark on what play to call here as this Colleyville defense, we know what they're capable of, and appears that they will be sending out the punt unit.
Shy's first down marker. It's 4th and 3.
The Panthers didn't have anybody back deep, but now they will send Mr. Burgess back there. It is 4th and 3 at their own 32 there. Always got to watch out for those fakes. And the punt is back, and the punt is away. Drop down at the 42-yard line. That's where the Chaparrals will pick it up, and that's where Luke Ulrich and the Colleyville Heritage offense will continue. We'll be right back after this quick commercial.
I've got one. Would you rather eat at Costa Vida and not be allowed to talk, or you can talk, but you're not allowed to eat your sweet pork burrito? Oh, really funny, guys.
Costa Vida means a fresh take on classic Mexican, like hand-rolled tortillas, sweet pork burritos, and honey habanero salsa made from scratch.
I'm gonna go order a sweet cinnamon tortilla. Want one?
Redefine your favorite Mexican food.
And we're back. That was a short play to the right side. We'll call it 6 yards. Caught by number 2, Zach Sogan. Keller lines up to the right. Keller gets it running to the near side. Dropped at the 49, no gain on that play. So it's going to be a 3rd and long 3. I'll call it 4. Zach Sogan's way out there to the far side. There's room, just him in the corner. Everybody moved except for the center on that play. Not sure who you can even call that one on, but you know, sometimes the refs do say it. That's a false start on everybody but the center. That's going to back up Colleyville 5 yards. It's going to make it a 3rd and 8 now for the Panthers. And just after this quarter, I'll have a guest joining me, one of our sponsors actually. That's going to be Robert McMillan, helping me out as Mr. Doug Branch is out in California, and the Harrison Ducrow boys are not with us either. Ulrich drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, has some room out to the right side. Keeping his eyes downfield, pointing, throwing, nearly intercepted. It's going to be an incomplete pass now. Going to bring up a 4th down for the Panthers. Looks like they're going to send the punt unit out for this one. So kind of a standstill now. We saw both teams score on their opening drives, and now Colleyville kind of stonewalled by this Chaparral defense. It's going to be at the near hash at the 44-yard line. Ulrich will be the punter for this one. I don't have those numbers on who's back to receive. I would tell you, but I can't see it. It's really hard with the blue jerseys. Ulrich punts it away. Really good kick, caught at the 15. Now made a move. Out to the left side, ball is on the turf. Luckily a Colleyville player was not there to get it. Otherwise, that would have been great field position for the Panthers offense. As I mentioned, the numbers are tough. They have those dark blue jerseys on the light blue jerseys, and with them being so far away from me, it's really hard to tell what number is which, but I do know that number 11 and number 1 have been lined up in the backfield. As I mentioned, number 11, Dardigan Crawford, number 1, Cade Barrett. And Cade Barrett was the quarterback last year, really good athlete. We saw him torch Colleyville for a couple plays, and I'm sure this Colleyville team did not forget those plays. So they'll start at the 24-yard line. Looks like Crawford is at quarterback with Barrett behind him. He'll hand to Barrett up the middle. Only going to pick up a few yards on that play. And we mentioned all season long this Colleyville defensive front, that front 7, they're really crucial. We know that I mean, they've played well all year. They have a lot of playmakers on that inside. I mean, you name them. From here, I can see Hebeson. I can see number 15, Stephen Cole. I mean, there's a host of guys in there. We'll get you the names as we continue on. Evan Aida up front even. He's caused a lot of wreckage up there. So now 2nd down. Crawford takes it, hands it to Barrett once again. Barrett up the middle, now swarmed. I keep mentioning it, but you keep seeing it. In there on the tackle, number 38, Darian Lloyd. And back at safety, Ty Golden even coming in there to help out. Demarius Logan also in there, the sophomore defensive line. The near side corner, number 23, Jaden Hall. Now 3rd down for the Chaparrals. Minute 40 left to play in the first quarter. Colleyville leads it 7-6. Crawford's at quarterback. It's going to be a penalty on this play. Flag is down. Cheese on the broccoli. Call it what you want.
Flag on flag.
False start. 72 to 10 pass.
False start on the offense. Appreciate you, Mr. Referee. Don't have his name. But he's cold out there, and I'm not cold up here. So God bless him for being down there. So now we're going to back him up all the way to the 24. Third down and 10 for the Chaparrals, sending 2 receivers to each side. He lines up Barrett to the right side. Claps once, gets the ball, looks to pass across the middle, has a man, and it is dropped. Looks like intended for number 22, Jaworski Lane. And now the punt unit's going to come on for the Chaparrals. And fans, we appreciate you tuning in to some Thursday night football, most of the time Friday Night Lights, but this time a Thursday night edition. We've seen a few Saturday games. And last week's game being pushed from Friday to Thursday due to the weather. So just over a minute left to play in the first. As I mentioned, 4th and 10 at the 24. The Chaparrals are going to punt back deep to receive as Burgess. The punt is away. It's going to be fair caught. And Mr. Burgess comes down with it, and the Colleyville offense will start at the 46-yard line. We will keep it right here. Really good field position for Colleyville, being on the other side of the 50, going downhill as I like to call it. Ulrich has Blewett on the left side. Now goes to the middle of the field, carrying a couple defenders with him, going to have enough to move the chains, brought down at the 32-yard line. The connection between Luke Ulrich and Braden Blewett, it's gotten so much better as the year progresses. We've seen it in previous seasons as well. Now 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Ulrich hands it to Keller up the middle. Going to be stopped after picking up 2 yards. And 20 seconds left. Not sure if we're going to see another play here from Colleyville. It doesn't appear so. And that's going to bring us to the second quarter, where the Panthers lead at 7-6 right now. We'll be back in just a moment, but till then, we'll let you hear from a few of our sponsors.
Discover the power this team packs with their diverse backgrounds and award-winning talents. Choose Mark Hontel and Gilchrist Real Estate Group for your real estate buying and selling needs, specializing in Southlake and Westlake. $1 billion plus in career sales. Professional headshots for the modern executive, in studio or on location. Relaxed, fun, and comfortable environment. Let Tracy capture the headshot that will get you noticed at Metroplex Headshots.
And we are back. All right, and we are back. Sorry for the delay right there. Had to plug in another member of the crew. We'll get to him in just a second. Ulrich pitches over to the left side. And the ball appears to be on the turf. They're saying incomplete pass. Now we'll go ahead and welcome in Mr. Robert McMillan himself. Robert, you're a sponsor of Colleyville Heritage Football. What are you seeing so far tonight?
You know, Trey, it's interesting to watch because the outcome of this game doesn't particularly matter, but what matters is how we position ourselves for our next game. And I was extremely disappointed. Again, Colleyville are down early in this game, and if we get to play in these playoffs a better team, really important that we do not get down early. We play a team like this, it's really not one of the better teams in the district. It's okay, but when you get down early against a really quality team, it's going to be tough to come back. So Colleyville needs to get off to a faster start during some of these games.
You saw that over on the far side. Luke Ulrich carries it and slung out of bounds. Now causing some more commotion, some more flags coming out on the field.
You know, Trey, this is the last thing that we want in a game like this is to get in trouble. Somebody hits you after the whistle. Best thing you can possibly do for your team is to walk away and do not retaliate. Let's not get chippy out there. Let's take care of business and come out of this game healthy. That's what we want to do. You know, I've been very impressed with O.D. Wyatt's defense. They've been swarming. They are not going to let Colleyville run this ball. They're going to force Luke to throw the ball. They are swarming, and they are pretty quick. Very impressive defense so far from the Chaparrals.
Yes, Robert, and obviously after giving up the first score, you know, that Colleyville special teams, we haven't really seen them give up points like that, and they gave up a score really early. I mean, what were your thoughts? You were down there at the time. You could see it. What did you see?
Yeah, it just was really sloppy. It was really poor coverage. It was not typical Colleyville. But again, I believe the last 2 games or 3 that we've played, we've been scored on first. And I think that's something that Coach Edwards, who's been doing this a long time, he will address that this week. We cannot do that against Denton High in the playoffs, and we can't do that as we move forward. We have to start fast and shut them down and score first.
Both goals have been forced. Half the distance and then half the distance again. First down, Colleyville.
All right, well, you heard it right there. There were several unsportsmanlike conducts on the Chaparrals. Maybe some words or hands thrown over there on the far sideline. We couldn't quite see it, but now Colleyville is going to have the ball very close to the end zone, knocking on the door of another touchdown. And Robert, if you're Coach Edwards right here, I mean, what play are you calling? You're up 1 point here. You're first down. What would you like to see from this team?
We've got to pass this off to Keller and let him run this ball. I just don't like to see at this stage of the game Luke running the ball. We have got to keep that boy healthy. He is a leader in this team. He is a dynamic playmaker. Pass it off to Keller, and a couple of plays, and we score, and we take command of this game.
All right, Ulrich's going to be under center here. They'll send one receiver to each side, 2 sort of H-backs and a running back in the backfield. The running back in the very far back is Hayden Golden. He's going to pitch it out there to Braden blew it. It's going to be caught for a Colleyville touchdown.
Boy, that horn is loud, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, that's a typical Luke Ulrich play there. He has used that play a lot this year. Gets Braden Blewett in the corner, tosses it up over the corner's head where it's out of reach. And with a great athlete like Braden Blewett, great athlete like him, great hands, he's going to catch that every single time. Great job there with both players.
Now Zucker nails the PAT for the Panthers, now giving them the lead 14-6 with 11 minutes to play in the second quarter. And Robert, we'll go ahead and keep it right here. Let's go ahead and talk about the horn. How did the horn come to be? I mean, just talk about it overall, because it hasn't been around forever.
It's not, you know, for about 15 years I would do all the sideline stuff. I would load up the Cat Daddy into a trailer and we'd have some smoke. And then just one day I was watching TCU football game and they had this great horn. Every time they scored, it was awesome. So I went to the Booster Club and said, hey, listen, why don't we put together a horn? I'll help pay for it, so you don't have to dig down deep into the funds to pay for it. So we did, and it's been a horn for the last 4 or 5 years, and typically it's known to be the loudest horn in high school football. In fact, if you ask any referee, they'll tell you the same thing. They don't particularly like it because they tend to forget where the horn is, and they get a little too close and it blows their eardrums. But we like it. I only blow the horn. I'm in control of the horn. I have a remote control, so I'm able to be 120 yards away and still blow the horn so I can enjoy the game, which I really appreciate that, having a remote control. But it is very loud, and it can be obnoxious depending on how nasty the other team are. If the team are nice, I'll blow it once or twice. If the team is nasty, I'll obnoxiously blow it to where it's deafening. So let's see what happens in the playoffs.
All right, you heard it there from the horn guy, Mr. McMillan himself. Dressel kicks off. It's going to be kicked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. He looked kind of disappointed there after that kick, so I'm not sure if it came off the foot weird or what it was.
You know, Trey, in a game like this, it's so easy to look ahead because the score doesn't affect our positioning in the playoff, nor does it affect OD Wyatt. They already get the 4th spot. They're in the playoffs. It's so easy to look ahead, and that's what's a little bit of happening tonight. We're kind of playing a little sloppy, and we need to tighten things up a little bit and focus.
Yes, and it looks like on that one, they're going to have to re-kick it now. They're going to have to scoot back and re-kick. The Chaparrals trying to get that return like they did earlier for the score. They want that good field position or that good, a good place to catch it, a good place to start. I mean, overall. And Robert, in just a second, I'm going to ask you about the turnover bell. So we're talking a little bit of, I guess, recent history. We had the bell, and then we're going to get to we talked about the horn. We're going to get to the bell in just a minute. Dressel's now going to kick off at the 35-yard line. You see, I got the score and the quarter right, so we're good. If y'all see it incorrect, drop a comment below, and I'll try and get to it as soon as I can. And I'm joined here alongside Robert McMillan. I'm Trey Francis, filling in for, I guess not really filling in, I do this every week, but Doug Branch is not with us this week. He's out of town. Should be back next week, and then Gary Harrison-Ducrow and Reed Harrison-Ducrow could not make it tonight. Ball picked up at the 10. From right to left, now up the center. Now back out to the near side. Has room to run on the outside, down the sideline. Has no one to stop him here, and he's going to take another one back to the house. That's the last thing you want to see if you're this Colleyville kick team. You thought it'd be the only one. There is a flag down, though. Colleyville's going to have to hope for the best there. Robert, what did you see on that one?
Exactly what we saw in the first play of the game, no different. He took it from the same place, and he ran the same place, and it was very, very poor defending from Colleyville Hurleys. That's very unlike us. I will tell you something. Coach Edwards will be talking about that the whole week. We cannot allow that to happen against Denton High next Thursday. All
right, Robert's spilling some information that we did not know. I was told next Friday. That's what I was told by Coach Edwards himself. You don't have to identify your source or nothing like that, but obviously we've talked about it. Playoffs around the corner. Looks like Colleyville is going to put their PAT defense out there, and so the penalty will be on Colleyville, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because on kickoffs it's usually not. They got Cash McMahon there. And a touchdown is going to score. So now OD Wyatt, both of their scores now have came on special teams. We'll give them their 6 points there. They're actually going to go for 2 right here, try and get their 14 points. Crawford rolls right. Has a man in the back of the end zone. It's number 81. That's going to be Mikkel Davis. And that's going to put them to 14 points.
You know, Trey, that was such an excellent play. He ran one way and passed back across the field the other way. It was really a great play design there. And this game is now at 12-16, I believe, is the score.
I'm not sure how, there we go. I was like, I'm not sure how Colleyville ended up with 16. They added 2 to the wrong team there.
Well, you know, math is not their forte around here, so whatever. 14-14 is the score, is that correct?
That is correct. That's what I got down on here. I'm not the best at math either, but.
Colleyville's been burned on big plays. 2 scores from 2 massive plays. And I don't mean to keep harping on this, but we have got to tighten that up going into next week. Whether it's Thursday or Friday, we'll find out. But next week, we got to tighten up in that area.
Yes, and we know these teams watch film. They know what this Colleyville team is susceptible to, what they give up, and now plays like that. They know that special teams, they're going to have to really try to cue it in on Colleyville, and Colleyville's going to have to now play better on special teams. So now it is 14-14. Looks like they're going to take that penalty on this kickoff. But we'll see if they mark it momentarily. As you can see, 14-14 with 10:53 left to play in the second quarter. Joined alongside me is Robert McMillan. I'm Trey Francis.
From the unsportsmanlike penalty, the kickoff will be moved.
We're going to kick off from the Colleyville 45-yard line. And Robert, kind of questions here. I mean, do you just go ahead and kick it out of the back? Do you try to onside and get the ball back? What do you think is going to come?
Take it out of the back.
They're going to pooch it over to the right side, caught at the 5-yard line. Out to the right side, now has room to run. 2 guys to stop him. Cuts across the middle of the field. Made contact with 2 chaparrals. Going to be dropped at the opposite 28-yard line. That's exactly what this Colleyville team needed to bounce back.
Showing some speed there. That was excellent catch, and then off he goes. Very nice.
But now you have to transfer that momentum now from the kick return team to the offense. So this Colleyville offense has to come out. They have to make these big plays. You got to execute, do a good job up front blocking, and allow Ulrich to have time to either run or pass. And we appreciate y'all listening in on a Thursday night edition of high school football, usually Friday nights, but last week and this week both Thursday. Ulrich throws an interception to the right side.
Touchdown, it's gone.
Ulrich is the only man to stop him. Cuts back across, allows teammates to catch up. Ulrich's going to get another shot at him, only going to be able to knock him out at the 1-yard line. And Ulrich completely did not see him coming. He went to throw the slant route on the right side, and the guy just kind of stepped in out of nowhere and said, I'm going to take that, and nearly took it back to the house. And this Colleyville defense is on their heels now. And Robert, this offense for Colleyville, they're in a tough situation. You know that obviously playoffs around the corner. You don't want nobody to get injured. That's key number 1 of this game. But then again, you can't have plays like that where you're going to throw in a near pick 6, and then you can't have anyone get injured on that. Going to tackle the guy. I mean, it's a tough decision, tough spot.
Yeah, this is definitely a quandary. It's a very unusual place to be in. where the outcome of this game doesn't matter for us, but it's still a game. We'd like to come out of this district undefeated. Wouldn't that be nice? But most importantly, we'd like to come out of district play healthy. That's the most important thing. Would I be disappointed if OD Wyatt beats us tonight? Absolutely. But I'd be more disappointed if we came out with a few dings. So let's just pray that that does not happen.
Now they're going to run to the near side, going to walk in the end zone untouched. That is number 22, Jaworski Lane Jr. There is a flag on the play. And a holding call on the offense will bring that one back.
You know, Trey, it's interesting to see, imagine what they did this week. Did Colleyville look at film of OD Wyatt? I would say no. They probably looked at a lot of film from Denton High. So we had to look ahead because that's the most important game. So I think the Colleyville's a little surprised. The defense is very surprised with the speed of OD Wyatt's offense. I'm really impressed with how fast they are.
And now a timeout by the Chaparrals. We're going to take it with them. So with 10:17 left to play, we'll let you hear from a few of our sponsors.
Are you serious about your golf game? We are. From playing on tour to more than 25 years of teaching experience, the staff at McMillan Golf understands there is not one way to swing a golf club. Using video analysts, teaching aids, and drills, the staff will customize your learning experience to fit your level of play. Individual, group, and playing lessons are available. Come now to the McMillan Golf Academy. Leading every generation to know and follow Jesus.
And we're back. And now a timeout, Colleyville. So stand by. We'll let you hear from a few more of our sponsors, our great sponsors, might I add.
Energy, optimum value, serious fitness. Once you've walked through the door at EOS, you'll see why EOS Fitness is the better gym at the better price. Bev Young's secret to success is simple, but it works. Every client is treated as if they're the only client, guided from beginning to end to ensure a smooth transaction. Reach out to her team and see for yourself. You've got a friend in Wykert Realtors, Bev Young and Associates.
And now after both teams call timeout, we'll see if we can get back to action. We will. Snap back up the middle. Makes contact with a few Colleyville players. Now carrying him to the end zone. Drop down at the 2-yard line. That looked like number 22 once again, Jaworski Lane Jr.
Down to the 3.
You know, Trey, that's a very big offensive line for OD Wyatt. They get a boy there, number 75, and I apologize, I don't know his name.
I got you right here, Emmanuel Franco.
That boy could be playing for Alabama. He's about 6'5", 295 or 300, and he is manhandling them. He is a big, strong, great athlete, so kudos. Those guys didn't miss too many meals, I'll tell you that. That's a big offensive front right there. Probably say the average weight's probably 290, 280, and they're big and they're athletic. I am very, very impressed with that offensive line of OD Wyatt tonight.
Yeah, Robert, we're going to keep it right here as another timeout's been called by the Chaparrals. You were pretty close. It has him listed on here, though, as 5'11", 240. I believe you said 75. Is that correct?
Either 75 or 72. It's hard to see from up here.
72 is 6 foot, 270.
That may be
a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
And 75 is 5'11", 240, a senior. I mean, they got some big boys on this offensive line, but don't discredit the Colleyville defensive front. The front seven, I've talked about them several times tonight. But you have players like Evan Naeda up front. I mean, I know I would not want to be blocking him in any form or fashion.
No.
Now, after all the timeouts being called, you wonder, what Coach Zachary Christ was thinking for this Chaparral offense. Maybe he didn't like what he was seeing from the Colleyville team, but burning 2 of his timeouts really quick back-to-back there. Now he's going to find his team down 2nd and 2 on the 2-yard line. Or second goal, excuse me. Moves it back from right to left. Quarterback keep. Only going to pick up 1 yard there.
Absolutely.
Now down to the half-yard line.
Superb defense from Colleyville Heritage. They spied that beautifully, and they just gang tackled. It was perfect. That's more like it from Colleyville's defense.
And we've seen Colleyville, Robert, at this exact stadium play against Southwest, I believe it was, and had similar plays just like this. The Raiders, I think it was, they got down to the 1-2 yard line. The defense stood up. So we're going to see if they can find that energy and do that once again.
Yep.
They did push him back to the 2, so the last play went for no gain. It's 14-14. Just under 9 minutes left to play in the quarter. I do have the score and quarter right for you, so perfect. We're going to bring in an H-back. They'll send 2 receivers to the near side. The back will be to his left. I believe that's Barrett. Quarterback calls for it, keeps it once again, sends Barrett out front to block. And this time, he's going to get in the end zone. I mean, you could tell, obviously, the Chaparral offense just wanted to put the ball in the hands of number 22, Javorski Lane Jr., and they did it 3 plays in a row and now ultimately finding their way to the end zone. And there is an injured Colleyville player down on the field. Not been rolled up on just since that's where the play was. And we're going to take a timeout just a minute. We'll be right back.
Better Faster Urgent Care in Southlake is a proud sponsor of the Colleyville Heritage Panthers. Better Faster Urgent Care provides immediate care for acute, non-life-threatening illness and injury, all of which is provided by board-certified emergency physician specialists. They provide care for the simplest to the more complex medical conditions and have become prominent figures in our community's healthcare network.
And that was Darian Lloyd, who is now walking off the field. So glad to see that he's all right and up. Let me go ahead and add a few points here. And the Chaparrals this time are going to kick. The last 2 times they've come out for 2-point conversions. Snap is back, kick is up, and it's good. The Chaparrals now take the lead in this one, up 21-14 over the Panthers. And if you're this Colleyville team, Robert, you mentioned earlier, you don't want to have a slow start. You know the playoffs are next week. You got to keep the momentum rolling from previous games, and you can't just lay an egg before the playoffs start.
No, that's why this game, with the outcome not being important, what's important is where we are for next week. So we've got to make sure we stay sharp. We've been a little sloppy tonight, to be quite honest. O.D. Wyatt's played a great football game. They're quicker than we expected. Very impressive. Obviously, the coach has coached them up for this particular game. This will be a good team to knock off. It would look good in the resume that they beat Colleyville Heritage. So let's see what happens. We've got lots of time to go. There's 8 minutes and 28 seconds left, and it's 21-14 O.D. Wyatt. So let's see if Colleyville Heritage can answer. And if I was O.D. Wyatt, I would not kick it to either of our guys back there, quite frankly. You either got to kick it through the end zone or pooch kick it. We've got so much speed back there.
They're going to send it up the middle on a little squib kick. Now going to get past and go through the end zone. Robert, you called it. They wanted to keep the ball away from the playmakers and the Golden boys back there. I believe that was Ty and Hayden Golden back to receive. They're not going to get it, so touchback from the Colleyville offense will take over at the, I believe it's the 25-yard line. That is correct. 25-yard line, near hash is where Ulrich will come back out on offense. Hillard is the near side receiver on the far side. The slot receiver on the far side, sorry. Near side receiver is number 24, Nicholas Wancombe, and looks like number 10, Kai Pruitt. Ulrich to the far side. Going to be dropped. A little scrum going on. Celebration from the Chaparral defense after making a big play. Ulrich gets up slow, it looked like, so hopefully he's all right. That's not good.
And this is what scares me a little bit, Trey, is when we know that Luke Ulrich is ridiculously fast for a quarterback. But him running a lot tonight definitely scares me. I'd like to see him pass it off and utilize some of our running backs, throw a couple of screens.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. Trying to get the outside sound working for you guys. Might have a dead battery. Might have to change out here shortly. Just our voices for now, Robert.
And Prometeo looks back to pass. Here he goes, looking, and there he goes off running again. And he looked downfield. What a great play.
Oh.
He got smoked. But Luke Ulrich looked like he was going to get 0 yards in that play. But because he is so elusive, so quick, but what he did so well, and I remember talking to Mr. Romo about this, about great quarterbacks always looking down the field. That's exactly what he did. He was backpedaling, looked like he was losing yardage, but he kept his eyes downfield, threw it to an open receiver for a beautiful gain. Fantastic play by Luke. We have faith in Luke.
Now he's going to hand off to Keller up the middle. Nowhere to run. Drop for, we'll call it a 3-yard gain. And yeah, Ulrich, he's done a great job all year getting out of the pocket. He had some room there. He kept patient. He stayed patient that whole time, kept his eyes downfield, and ultimately delivered the ball and made a really good play.
Trey, I think that's a sign of maturity. I really do. I think if you'll go back 2 or 3 years ago, maybe that wouldn't have been the case. But now he's a senior. He's seasoned. He's a lot smarter now. His football IQ is off the charts. Ridiculously great athlete, but again, smart. If there's nothing there, throw it in the 4th row of the stands. Look at this pass. What a great pass.
Finds Keller out to the left side.
Just a great play. We had that play last week when Keller runs out. And Luke Ulrich, again, just a perfect pass. Luke's driving defense is crazy in our district and beyond into the playoffs because you don't know if he's going to take off running, and you've got to watch him because he's so quick. But he has got a great arm, and he's very accurate. So what a nightmare for defenses. Let's hope we can take that all the way through to December this year. Looking forward to playing football right before Christmas.
Yes, Robert, I know you're usually on the sideline. So what's that like whenever you see Ulrich running around? I mean, does that not just tire you out just watching how much he runs the ball?
Well, it does. It scares me also because these guys in the defense would think, and again, it's football. It's a man's game. They're not trying to hurt him, but they'd love to take him out the game and get a helmet on him. And without Luke Ulrich, it'd be tough. He's the starting quarterback. So you just got to be very careful. Run when you can run and just be very careful to tuck it and get down. Maybe a slide sometimes you live to fight another play and rather than try to be a hero and get an extra yard and get hurt. So that's certainly what we don't want to happen tonight. We want to come out of this healthy.
Yes, and that was a really big play that we saw. We'll talk about the touchdown here as we have a few folks wondering who scored it. That was Luke Ulrich pass to Ryan Keller. Took it about 35, 40 yards. A really good play. Dumped it off to Keller, who was wide open, and ultimately put the Colleyville points up on the board for Colleyville Heritage. So now it's 21-21. And I will get our outside sound fixed in just a little bit.
Interesting about this kicker, Zuckert. He really is so solid, so consistent, and he's also one of the fastest players on the team. I don't know if our Panther faithful know that, but he is very, very quick. Got a great leg and very consistent. And from what I hear from his trainer, Reed Harrison Ducros, who trains him, he is a very hard worker, and that work ethic will take him through life, not just in football. When he goes into work, whatever he decides to do for a living, whether it's football or something else, when you have a work ethic like that, I think that would certainly help fulfill a great life, either way, football or not.
And sorry about the camera there for a second, folks. I'm running it and had to run out and snag the mic from outside. We're going to change the battery in that and get that back outside so you can hear crowd mic, ref mic, you name it, so you can hear some of the fans. But
I'm impressed with how many people came down to this game. With it not being a playoff game, we have got a great support from Colleyville Heritage. And I'm also looking at about 15 of the Denton High football players who are here watching. So there you go. That's what they do. They come out and they scout. It's a Thursday night game. They're not playing tonight. And they're out watching us to see what we have. And sometimes it's a quandary for a coach, you know. He doesn't want to show very much. I know I certainly wouldn't show my cards tonight. I would play vanilla. At the same time, you do want to win, don't get me wrong, but playing a little vanilla is okay too.
And we do have some fans asking who they're listening to. That is Robert McMillan, one of our great sponsors here at Colleyville, and I am Trey Francis. The Harrison Ducrow boys are on the road, as well as Doug Branch. So we'll have them back with us next week, hopefully. But the Chaparrals will run the ball once again now, bringing up a 3rd down and 6.
Trey, it's really good to be here tonight with you. It's my first time up in the booth. I have never played a down of football in my life.
But you sound like you've played for as many years as I've been alive, Robert.
Well, I am 115 years of age. But you know, I'm being 62 years of age. I've watched a lot of Colleyville football, but I never played it. My son played here at Colleyville and enjoyed the years of watching him play football. Football is a game that kind of mirrors life. You know, you've got to have great determination, love, compassion. And that's all the things you're going to have as you mature into a work life. There's a great pass, and he looks like he's covered beautifully there. Our number 21 from Colleyville Heritage was all over him, and they flew a flag, and I would say the cheese should not be on any broccoli there. That was great coverage. I think Gary Harrison Ducros, the godfather, if he was here, would absolutely agree with me there that was very, very good coverage. And the flag came out, looked like it maybe just fell out of her pocket, and I said her pocket as a female referee. Great to see that. That was the same as last week. We had a female referee. I absolutely love to see that at football, but she made a big mistake there. I won't hold her against her, but threw the flag, penalty on Colleyville.
Yes, and that's a 15-yard penalty. And that was number 23 down there. That was Mr. Jaden Hall that they threw the penalty on. Like you said, probably not one of the best calls, but you know what? The game continues. And we do appreciate y'all listening in. Thursday night football used to Friday nights. And it's a nice, I would say it's a nice weather, but in here it's nice weather, but out there I don't quite think so. I mean, I just wore a T-shirt and shorts, so I'm glad I'm in here and not out there.
52 degrees. It's a beautiful night for football.
Gonna have a throw along the left side. Covered well there by both number 4, which is Ty Golden, and number 20, Bryson Burgess.
Great job there from the Colleyville defense there. They were 3 guys on one there, and he quarterback threw it into a lot of coverage there. It looked like it almost was about to be picked off.
And Robert, if you'll keep talking, I'll try and grab a battery for this mic real quick.
Absolutely. So 52 degrees on Thursday night here in Fort Worth. It's 21-21. Been a very good football game. O.D. Wyatt, better than advertised. There's a reason why they're in the playoffs. This is a pretty good football team right here. You got a very good quarterback. He's quick. They've got a big offensive line, and they've played very smart tonight. They were ready to play Colleyville tonight. They're fired up. They want to beat a team like us. I don't believe they've ever beaten us in school history. Maybe that might be wrong. Maybe once. Those of you who, David Crouch, if you're listening, would be able to look up and see if that's the case. But they're definitely out trying to get a victory tonight.
Yeah, really good play there by the Colleyville defensive front. Getting it done once again, Mr. Evan Naida. He's done very well. Mr. Naida is a junior, causing havoc ever since his freshman year. We saw him come in. I was like, man, this guy, he's got some good potential. We've seen him get better and better each year, and which we have for many of these Colleyville players. I mean, you just get in here, you start young, great coaching staff, and they grow you into a great player. Reed and I both know that from playing for Colleyville. You come in as a freshman, you're just a casual freshman, and whenever you leave, you're a pretty good ball player.
It was great to watch someone like Reed grow up in the Colleyville system. He was such a great cornerback. He had so much speed. Good little run here from O.D. Wyatt, but he gets stuffed by the defense there.
Yeah, really good there. He kind of tracked both sides of the field. The Colleyville defense and their speed, though, did not give up, ultimately dropping him down at the 40-yard line. That's a big loss for the Chaparral offense. Now we're going to bring up 4th down. Going to send the punt unit out.
Going back to Reed there, playing at Colleyville as a cornerback, then he went off to Boise State, then off to Duquesne. What a great young guy he is. What a great athlete he was. It was so much fun to watch him play. He was so dynamic. And coming through this system, we've had so many good players. Max Crosby playing for the Raiders, got a beautiful contract to play for them. After Colleyville Heritage went to, I believe it was Eastern Michigan. So we've had some really great, talented football players come through this system.
Now Burgess catches it at the 20-yard line.
I tell you, that Burgess, man, I don't think he's ever accidentally dropped a cell phone. The man drops nothing. He has no fear. He knew he was about to get pounded, and he held on to that ball and did not let it go. That's the type of tenacity we need from our Panthers. I tell you, that was a heads-up play. When you've got 3 guys coming at you full speed and you're about to catch the ball, I don't know how these kids do it, but he held on to that ball like it was a whole bag full of money. Good job there. Look back to pass. Good catch, number 10 of Colleyville. Looks like a 5-6 yard gain probably there for Colleyville Heritage. Good little pass there by Luke Ulrich.
All right, hopefully the camera caught the one. I ran outside real quick to put the mic out there. We'll test it in just a minute. Ulrich drops back to pass, has some time. Now moves out to the right side, runs around a few defenders, looks downfield.
Once again, Trey, that's maturity. That's a quarterback with a great IQ. Again, that looked like a busted play. 2 things happened that were really impressive, again, from Luke Ulrich. Number 1, he's so fast. He escaped getting pounded. But when he did, he's still looking down the field. Now we have an option to keep running or throw it. He threw it and completed the pass. Great job.
Now
that would have been a flag.
Side,
yeah, that's a flag.
There is some cheese on the broccoli.
Yeah, no, that was a flag. He has his arms wrapped around him. Can't be hugging him like that.
We're going to go ahead and see at the outside mic, see if I got it working. All right, there we go. Got the outside sound back for you guys. I'm sorry that the battery died, and it was tough to go out there, have time to get it, and bring it back in, switch the battery, and put it back. So now we got our ref mic back just in time for that call. So perfect. 2:24 left to play in the second quarter. Tied ball games. You can see 21-21. We're at Paul M. Galvin Field down here in Fort Worth on a Thursday night.
Speaking of that, Trey, we're going to find out for our listeners and watchers at home if the playoff game is Thursday or Friday this week, and we will let you know here pretty soon.
Empty formation. Ulrich looks back to pass. Has a receiver wide open and just overthrows him. He intended that ball for number 24, Nicholas Wancombe. A really good play where we saw both develop. We saw the wide open receiver and just couldn't quite connect with him.
Trey, I haven't seen much of Nicholas this year. Do you know what year he is?
Yes, I got you. He is a junior.
24, junior number 24. Looks good out there.
Now, I do say I appreciate Coach Jerry Edwards for sending me an updated roster, as we have not had one for the past few weeks. So he sent me an updated roster like 2 minutes after I emailed him. He emailed me back with the roster. So you love to see that. Oracle pass once again, this time across the middle. Now incomplete pass. Intended for number 5. That's Hayden Golden.
I would have to say that if you look at the sidelines right now, Coach Edwards is having a meltdown. I would have probably thrown a flag on that. I am a little biased because it's my team, but that was a flag. Coach Edwards is absolutely going ballistic, as he should. It was a poor call by the referees, but they are human. They make mistakes. Nothing, a little bit of LASIK surgery would help to get the referees.
And back to receive for the punt here, number 11, Darnigan Crawford. Luke Ulrich is the punter. 2:12 left to play in the second quarter. Ulrich catches it, punts it now to the near side, spiraling high up in the air. Gonna go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. At the 29-yard line. And that's where Crawford and the Chaparral offense will take over.
OD Wyatt will take possession of the football. First and 10.
Robert, you mentioned it several times. This Chaparral team has done a good job of keeping Colleyville, where they want them. I mean, tie ball game here late in the second quarter. I mean, usually Colleyville has teams handled by now, but not a game like this.
No, the Chaparrals came to play. They look very fired up. As I said, it's a great skin for them. It's another feather in the cap if they can knock off a team like Colleyville. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we've got too many weapons for them, but they've played a very good football game so far.
And I talked with a few of the coaches in previous weeks, and they actually like these Thursday games. It gives you an extra day of rest before the next week if you do play a Friday, in which, like you said, we don't know if it's going to be a Thursday, Friday, or what day it's going to be.
All we do know at this point is that we are playing Denton High.
The Denton Broncos, is that right, I believe?
So, and it will be at Colleyville Heritage.
Okay.
Panther Stadium, they call that.
That's right. Now takes a snap, throws out to the right side, really far pass there. Colleyville defense able to swarm in very quickly as Jerry Edwards runs in to call timeout. So as he calls timeout, we'll go ahead and take a timeout as well. Colleyville is tied up 21-21 with 1:20 left in the second quarter.
It's still early in the game. Don't throw a Hail Mary. Get started now. Set up a free informational meeting with Lisa Bain-Grossman of The Right Approach as she helps you get to the goalpost with creating a sure-win application essay for college. Discover the power this team packs with their diverse backgrounds and award-winning talents. Choose Marcantel and Gilchrist Real Estate Group for your real estate buying and selling needs, specializing in Southlake and Westlake. $1 billion plus in career sales. Texas Air Systems, providing commercial HVAC solutions through creativity and collaboration. Together working with you to take on big challenges that produce even bigger results.
They're going to put 1:25 on the clock for the Chaparral offense. It's going to be 3rd down and 11 from their own 29-yard line. And it looks like at halftime we will have the Colleyville Heritage Band as well as, I believe, the other band. I can't guarantee that, but the Colleyville Band is ready. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to be swarmed up in the backfield. There's a host of Colleyville defensive players in there.
Number 99, just a beast. Beautiful play there by Colleyville Heritage.
And Jerry Edwards runs in to call another timeout. Now 4th down. And yeah, we just mentioned it, number 99 and number 88. Can't forget about him, Demarius Logan. Him and Naida, they do a really good job. They got in the backfield quick, got off their block, and it was not looking pretty for the quarterback back there.
You know, Trey, I'm going to give a shout out to our band here, or to bands in general. You see the bands out practicing at the high school early in the morning. It's still 95 degrees in the summer, and those kids are out there. They work so hard. Our band is obviously very talented and fantastic, but my goodness, they work so hard. I think people don't really understand how much work goes into the band and what they do in organizing. There's so many of them. There's so much equipment. So kudos to the band director and the support staff. Great job, Colleyville Heritage Band.
And yes, those bands definitely put in a lot of hours. I remember back when I played it, you always showed up, the band was there, you left, the band was still there.
That's right.
It's now 4th down and 10, or 4th down and more than 10. They have 10 on the scoreboard, excuse me. Punt's away. It's a really good punt. Kick down the 25-yard line, now sits down at the 23-yard line. Bryson Burgess is back to return it, but stayed away from it. And there's 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Obviously, Coach Edwards had something in mind since he went and used those timeouts to get the ball back for his Colleyville Heritage Panthers. I'll try to keep feeding you all the times as we go, but it gets a little tough sometimes. But
Yeah.
I'll try my best.
We got 1:10 left here before the half, and you know it's interesting. I was reading a stat now. Those of you who have Google that can Google for me, it's something crazy like 60% of the teams that score last going into the half win the game X amount of, like 70% of the time. It's a crazy number.
I think it's 75% of the time the team that scores going into the half
wins the game.
Wins the game.
It's a very incredible stat. That I think the momentum in the locker room. So in our case right here with 1:10 to play, you know, we got 80 yards to go here. You know, I'd like to see him sling it here, show his arm here. We got some great receivers.
Yeah, we had a quick timeout on the field from the Chaparral, so we'll take it with them. We'll be right back in just a minute.
Compass Church is a loyal supporter of Panther football. Multiple locations across Northeast Tarrant County, all navigating people to God, offering online and in-person worship. Better Faster Urgent Care in Southlake is a proud sponsor of the Colleyville Heritage Panthers. Better Faster Urgent Care provides immediate care for acute, non-life-threatening illness and injury, all of which is provided by board-certified emergency physician specialists. They provide care for the simplest to the more complex medical conditions and have become prominent figures in our community's healthcare network.
And Jerry Edwards talked with the Colleyville offense for a brief moment for the Chaparral timeout. There are no timeouts remaining for either team. So Colleyville is going to try to make something happen here. 1:10 left. Tie ball game. Ulrich drops back to pass. Looks to his left side. Has a man. It's caught to the far side. Makes a move toward the sideline. That's Braden Blewett. Picking up a big first down for the Colleyville Panthers.
You know, Trey, once again, Braden Blewett catches everything, but yards after catch once again. He's such a great athlete. He's quick, but he's very strong. So he got that ball, and he ran another 3 or 4 yards to get more yardage there on that play. Great job, Braden. Back to pass again. Look, Ulrich looking up the middle. What a great pass. Absolutely rocket to the middle of the field. Number 11, that would be
Joey Hillard.
Hillard, very good hands, Joey. Great pass from Luke. Like I said earlier, like to see him sling it now.
Now back to the ball very quickly at the 40-yard line. Ulrich drops back to pass, has time. Offensive line doing a great job for him, but not a good enough job on this one as he's sacked at the 42-yard line. They have to get back to the ball very quickly if they hope to make something out of this.
You know, Trey, the coverage was excellent. He had nowhere to throw it, and eventually the line caved in, and O.D. Wyatt got to him. But back to pass again. Another pass up the middle, and incomplete.
A similar play we just saw that was intended for Hillard. Now this one intended for number 5, Hayden Golden. It's now going to bring up a 3rd and long for this Colleyville offense. And Robert, kind of brings you to the question with 18 seconds left. Do you keep trying, or what do you do?
Let's get in. Let's get into the half. I mean, he's going to sling one, but I think that we just need to get into the half. It's tied ball game. We're fine.
Don't turn the ball over. Don't get no one injured, right?
That is correct. Just be a little vanilla.
It's 3rd, and as Mr. Doug Branch says, who's usually doing this, at 3rd and Tarrant County. Drops back to pass. Looks on the left side. It's Blewett. Overthrows him out of bounds. It's now 4th and long. 13 seconds left. And Colleyville stands at their own 46-yard line. And what looked so promising, now we see the punt unit coming out. We saw two or three very big plays over the middle. Colleyville's offense was popping, and then Ulrich kind of got stabbed back there, sacked by 4 of the players on the Chaparral defense, making it 3rd and Tarrant County and incompleting on 3rd down. So now 4th down. They have it as 23 yards. 13 seconds remain. You definitely don't want to put this ball in the hands of the returner back there, who appears to be number 22, Jaworski Lane Jr., the sophomore receiver.
He is quick.
Ulrich punts the ball. Very good punt. Drops down just near the 20. It's going to be picked up, but this Colleyville team swarms them down at the 16-yard line. And there are 2 seconds left in the second quarter. You can almost imagine now the Chaparral team will come out, need the ball, go to half. With it being tied up 21-21, I'm sure Coach Zachary Chris is happy with his team, what they've done so far in the first half. Two touchdowns by the special teams unit, taking the kicks back. One, I think it was 100 yards, and the other one went back about 90. 2 plays that this Colleyville team's not used to giving up. They have to stay disciplined, have to talk about that in the at halftime, and do better in the second half. Looks like the Chaparral offense will kneel. We'll zoom in for you there so you can see it nice and close. Could be a fake, so you never know. Got to watch out. And it is a knee, which brings us to halftime. And I do believe we will see both bands at halftime. Well, Robert, go ahead and talk about what you saw in the first half. Obviously 21-21, Colleyville giving up the special teams touchdowns I just mentioned. Talk about what you'd like to see from the second half and what you thought about the first half.
You know, we were a little bit sloppy in the first half. I think we had a hard time finding our way early. Again, we gave up 2 huge plays, which we can't do next week, obviously, against a stronger team. But I think we're just trying to figure it out. Coach Edwards is not showing his hand. He's not doing anything crazy special. He's being a little bit vanilla, which I think is good for where we are right now. But I certainly would like to see us in the second half bring in some of those players that we may need, some of those backups that might not have got a chance to play. And let's get them out there and just make sure that Luke is not running around too much in the second half. We don't want to get him hurt. We don't want to get anybody hurt, but just in general, our quarterback would be somebody that we certainly want to protect.
Yes, well said there, Robert. Obviously 21-21. Colleyville is used to blowing out these Fort Worth teams, but maybe it's just something about it being on a Thursday night. I mean, you never know what the case might be, but I'm sure Coach Edwards is going to talk to the boys in the locker room and say, hey, we got to come out and play our game of football. This is not the Colleyville way of football. You got to come out, you got to execute, you got to play to the end of each whistle. Can't let these guys get in your heads. We saw a scuffle over there on the sideline. You can't let something like that happen again. You give up big penalties, which just cause big commotion, and it puts the whole team off, and it really gets in their head and messes with their chemistry and their momentum.
Yeah, I think you're right, Trey. I think some of this is mindset. I can't imagine what it's like. We've played all year with so much to play for, right? We're going to win our district. We won our district. Now we find ourselves in a game that absolutely makes no difference to what we're about to do next. So in the back of your mind, you've got to be thinking that's a hard thing to do, to come out and still win this game, but know that it doesn't make any difference if you do or not. So very challenging mindset situation. That we're not used to seeing. I don't know that we've been in this situation very much where it really doesn't matter. A district game that makes no difference to the playoffs. Typically, some of these late district games makes a difference to who we play next, but this one doesn't. So just come out of this game healthy. Be nice to come out winning, but let's come out of this game healthy.
Yes, and now we'll turn it over to the Colleyville Heritage Band in their entirety. So we'll watch that, and then we'll watch hopefully the O.D. Wyatt Chaparral's band, but stand by. We'll come back on after the Colleyville band is finished.
Pantera line officers are Junior Lieutenant Samantha Hernandez, Captain Matty King, First Lieutenant Rachel Felton, and Junior Lieutenant Reese. Pantera of the Week is sophomore Lauren Miller. Spirit Girl of the Week is freshman Katie Ford. Pantera Teacher of the Week is Coach Batten. Pantera managers are Emerson Nash and Lauren Bellinger. Tonight's performance is the jazz routine to Don't Go Breaking My Heart. Pantera's army direction of Harris Fisher. Panthers would like to thank our title sponsor, 7 Therapy. Panthers would also like to thank our premier sponsor, Chick-fil-A Love and our platinum sponsor, European Wax Center, Import Car Center, and the Car. Next to perform is the Colleyville Heritage Drum Line. The drum line is under the leadership of percussion captain David and our chief Colleyville. Tonight, the drum line will be performing their contest show. The band is under the direction of Wyatt, Carson B, Sean Wright, Nick Podette, and Dr. Martin Godot. The CHHS Band would like to thank their generous sponsors, Feed Store Barbecue, Pregame Insurance and Financial Services, Graham Harrison LLP, and Gilman Fox General Motors. Once again, let's hear it for the Colleyville Heritage High School Panther Marching Band and Varsity Premier Panthers Dancing. We would like to wish our Panther drumline good luck as they compete at the Louisville Drumline Invitational this Saturday. And let's go Panthers!
And that was the Colleyville Heritage Marching Band. Now we have some members from OD Wyatt coming onto the field. We'll see what they are presenting in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Before we head to the next presentation, if you have lost a phone, please come to the press box. Lost the phone, please come to the press box. Thank you.
Good evening, football fans. Tonight, the OD Wyatt brings you Senior Night. First, we have Guadalupe Morrow. She's being escorted by Sergeant Major Brown. After high school, she plans on attending Texas University and majoring in nursing. Natalie Villegas. She's being escorted by her sister Amy Villegas. Her GPA is 4.3. She's ranked 7th in her class, and she will be graduating with an associate's degree. Natalie is a member of the announcements team, the Collegiate Academy, Student Council, Upward Bound, National Honor Society, Wyatt Ambassadors. She is the platoon commander of JROTC and the commander of Color Guard. After high school, she plans on attending the University of North Texas and majoring in biology. Evelyn Garcia. She's been escorted by her friend, Mr. Corey Wagner. Her GPA is 4.58. She's ranked number 4 in her class. Evelyn is a part of the Student Council and Announcements Team, Upward Bound, National Honor Society, a Wyatt Ambassador, and is Executive Officer of JROTC and Commander of Spirit. She has already graduated with her associate's degree and plans to further her education by attending Midwestern State University and majoring in radiology. Bahiti Bahulingwa, being escorted by Sergeant Major Esther. Her GPA is 3.5. She's been a member of JROTC for 4 years. She enjoys music and drawing. After high school, her plans are to join the Army and travel the world. Cesar Aguilar, being escorted by Mom. I would like to thank my mom for helping me achieve my goals and helping me to be the person I am today. I'd also like to thank my band directors for helping me become a better saxophonist during these last few years. The skills that I have developed has allowed me to play in a tambourine band, which has also allowed my family to become more financially stable. I will be attending TCC for 2 years, receiving my associate's degree. Thanks to you all, class of 2024. Angela Duran, escorted by Mom. I'd like to thank my mom for believing in all my crazy dreams and pushing me to achieve. She would also like to thank her band directors, Mr. G and Mr. B, for helping her to achieve these advancements. Mr. Brookins, she'd like to thank you also for dealing with her since 6th grade. She knows that she wasn't easy, but she hopes to attend Texas Southern University on a scholarship. She plans to major in Pregame. Congratulations. Jacob Gray, a dedicated. Okay, he's been part of the Chaparral marching band for 3 years. His involvement with the dual credit program has taught him the importance of choosing friends wisely and adapting to change. Upon graduation, he plans to pursue a bachelor's degree in music technology. Jacob has already received acceptances from 2 of his top choices, Morgan State and Alabama State University. His ultimate aspiration is to be a sound engineer, and he expresses his gratitude to his mother, Tamara Hill, and his brother, James, for unwavering support throughout his journey. Emily Rainbow, she is being escorted by her parents and her 2 cousins, Emilio and Ariana. She wants to say thank you to her family for always being there for her and always supporting her. She also wants to say thank you to Mr. B and Mr. G and Mr. Hamilton for always pushing her to do better and to never give up just because things get hard. Jacob Lacey, escorted by his mother, Shauna Robinson, and closest friend, Caleb Ford. Jacob has been a part of the band since his freshman year. I am thankful to my director, Mr. Brookins, because he has helped me through all my years of high school. I plan on attending Langston University to pursue my goals and major in music. Martin Morales, he's being escorted by his parents. I want to thank all of my teachers and all of my friends and family for helping me get through high school. And a special thank you to Mr. Gordon and Mr. Brookins for teaching me to play the trumpet. They helped me get a full scholarship to University UAPP, where he plans to study business and music. Nakia Thompson. Eduardo Wilson. I am being escorted by my mom and my nephew. I'd like to thank my directors, Mr. G and Mr. B, for pushing me towards success, but by also being someone to look up to and admire. I'd like to thank my counselor, Ms. Williams, for being supportive and helpful. Lastly, I'd like to thank a group of people who became friends, family, and have made the band memorable. They are the Wyatt Band. I've been in band for 5 years, and I have enjoyed every minute of it. Currently, I'm waiting for graduating with my associate degree from TCC before graduating high school. I hope to attend Texas Southern University and possibly pursue a career in medicine. Camario Hunter. Camario is being escorted by her mother, Shafita Wells. She has been a member of the Silver Fox dance team for 3 years. She currently has a 3.8 GPA after graduation. She plans to attend Prairie View and to study nursing and health sciences. Jakayla Wilson. Jakayla is being escorted by her mother, Fernetta Williams. She has been a member of the Silver Fox dance team for 1 year. She has also been a member of JRTC for 4 years. After graduation, she plans to join the Air Force and study nursing. Let's give it up for these spectacular seniors, 23-24. Congratulations, parents. Thank you. Part 2, our football players immediately after the game, so stay seated, stay with me.
No more freeze. No more risk. Wait. It's game time. Once again, fans, if you have lost your phone, please come to the press box. If you've lost your phone, please come to the press box. We get set to start the second half of play.
All right, and we're back for some second half action here in Fort Worth at Paul M. Galvin Field, Herman Clark Stadium, where the Colleyville Heritage Panthers are tied with the Fort Worth O.D. Wyatt Chaparrals. O.D. Wyatt's going to be kicking off from our right to our left. Let me change that score for you real quick. Third quarter. There we go. Back deep to receive looks to be the Golden Boys. Ball picked up by Siona in the middle of the field. Going to be marked down at the 40-yard line. That's where the Colleyville Heritage offense will take over. Robert, we talked about how it's 21-21. This is a big ball game, you know. What would you like to see on this first drive of the second half?
Man, I'd just like to see business as usual for at least the start of the second half here. Luke probably just trying to get a little rhythm going out here, and then hopefully we can get a couple of scores early and get our backups in and get them some playing time before next week.
Yeah, so you never know when you're going to need those players. So now 1st and 10 for Colleyville. Ulrich takes the ball, handed off up the middle to, that is Siona Valahi.
You know, Trey, that kid, Utah, Siona, is very impressive. He's an angry runner, I call him, because I get to be on the sidelines. It's a blessing that I do because I'm controlling the horn down there, and I get to be up close and personal, and he runs angry. He's very vocal when he's running, and he is a tough runner. So let's see if we go to him again here.
So you're telling me you wouldn't want to tackle him?
I would not want to tackle this kid. He is nasty, and I love it.
Now 2nd and 2, Ulrich drops back to pass. Has two receivers on the right side. nearly finds one of them. That was both number 10, Kai Pruitt, and number 5. That's Hayden Golden, incomplete pass. Now going to bring up 3rd down. And you kind of wonder, do you go back to the run right here? Obviously, Siona, a really good runner. Robert, you talked about it. He runs hard, he runs fast, and that's what you want from that guy. And that's perfect for situations like this where you just need a couple yards.
Yeah, I like that. We've got a couple of really good running backs, and Kelleher and Colin Bennett. And the new kid here, obviously, Siona, is in here right now from Utah. I think we'd run him a lot here in the start of this 3rd quarter. Let him run, let him show us what he has. We will need him in the playoffs.
Now 3rd and short. Handoff up the middle to Siona. This time he's going to be swallowed up, though. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 1. We appreciate y'all tuning in here for Thursday Night Football. I'm Trey Francis. He's Robert McMillan, one of our sponsors. Came up here to help me out as I'm all alone tonight. No Doug Branch, no Reed Harrison Ducrow, no Gary Harrison Ducrow. Hopefully we have the boys back next week. Now under center snap for Ulrich. 4th and short, turns around, hands it off. And the Panthers push forward. That looks to be enough to move the chains. And it is.
Nice push there by big boy number 78, Tristan Rodriguez. He is one big man. And we saw him last week running in for a touchdown. He will just run you over. Love to watch him play football, and a great kid as well. Just a wonderful human being.
So now 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Hand off to Keller up the middle. Follows his blockers, picks up about a gain of 5 yards. And Keller, that big body running back that I was talking about earlier, he's really shifty as well. He can make the moves. He's patient, and he's grown in this Colleyville team. He started out young. We saw he wasn't as patient. He's gotten a lot better, and that's a really good run there by him.
He reminds me a lot of Braxton Ash that played here a couple of years ago. He's a bulldozer, but he also is shifty too.
Now pass out to the left side, finds Braden Blewett for another couple yards. Going to bring up a 3rd and short. This offensive line, they're doing a great job giving Ulrich the time that he needs to throw the ball. And we would like to know where you guys are listening in from, so if you'll drop it in the comments. My mom just commented they're in the Dominican Republic without me, unfortunately.
And I see that we've got the Ulrich family are in Colorado or somewhere in the Rocky Mountains, so they're tuning in, watching their boy or watching their brother or whoever Jared Ulrich is. I don't know if that's his brother or what it is, but thanks for tuning in from the Rocky Mountains. I bet you it's a wee bit chilly up there.
And we also have Doug Branch listening from California. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Yeah, let us know where you're tuning in from. We love to hear how far we're expanding across the U.S. and even out of the country, as my parents are out of the country.
That's a great thing about this broadcast, and tomorrow I'll get a cup of coffee and I'll put it back on. I can rewind and I can play some of the plays again that I want to watch. So it's terrific that this is on Facebook. It's fantastic.
And Ulrich swallowed up there for a sack. Can't always find his way out of the pocket. Closes pretty fast sometimes. Yes, Jared Ulrich said, yes, sir, watching on the big screen with the family here in Colorado. We love it. The Sogans are here. I know my buddy Jacob Sogan down at LSU is tuned in, so appreciate every single one of y'all. Couldn't do this without y'all and our sponsors. Ulrich drops back to pass now to the near sideline, looks for Pruitt. It's caught at the 31.
Nice pitch and catch there again. Once again, Luke Ulrich showing off his arm. He's very accurate. He's got a strong arm and will drive defenses crazy going into the playoffs because he can absolutely fly. He is shifty, quick, with a great arm. What a great combination to have. And he's got great hair. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but I'm actually not too sure who's got the best hair, Braden Blewett or Luke Ulrich. We could have a hair-off, a contest to see who's got the best hair.
Now Ulrich steps back to pass,
Screen.
finds his running back Keller on a running back screen. However, it's not going to be enough yards for a
cheese
first
on the
down.
broccoli, cheese on the broccoli. What was the flag for, Trey? Did you see that? I did not see much there.
I could not. I just know that there's laundry on the turf, and there's also laundry in my basket at home that needs to be done.
You're a grown man. You know how to do laundry. Just don't mix the reds with the whites.
Yeah, well, I just haven't had time to quite get to that one, but maybe tonight. You never know.
I'll sit down and have a conversation with you about time management at a later date, Trey Francis.
54 offense. Bring your penalty from the spot foul. Replay third down.
We got Eli Amerson for holding on the offensive line. We haven't seen many penalties by this offensive line all season long. They've done a great job. Those big boys up front, they don't always get all the credit that the playmakers make, catching the ball, running the ball, scoring the touchdowns, but they sure as heck give Ulrich time to run and throw. Now a pass to the far side, nearly intercepted, intended for Blewett, just over his head, had two defenders trailing him. Had he caught him in stride there, could have been a really big play, but nearly another interception for Mr. Ulrich. We have a comment from James Giannis saying he's listening from Lubbock, Texas. Tech beat your Horned Frogs tonight, unfortunately.
That's all right. Well, go Frogs. It's okay. It's been a rough year for the Frogs so far, but what a great season last season.
Yes, you got to only think about last season now. This season you got to pretty much put away.
Yeah.
And he said to let you know that the horn repair guy said to see him next week. Are we having issues with our horn that I do not know about, Robert?
The horn is just fine.
Perfect. And the punt goes down, dropped at the 13-yard line. That's where the Chaparral offense will take over here with 7:20 left to play in the third quarter. Tie ball game 21-21. Not much movement since halftime. Kind of in a standstill right now. And now that Colleyville has this Chaparral offense backed up, you got to look to make big defensive plays here. Maybe put some pressure on the quarterback, get the turnover, get you a defensive touchdown. We know Colleyville's defense done a great job of that all year long. You got Dax Hebeson up there, Madden Williams. We've seen him score. There's a host of guys that can scoop and score, interception and score, you name it. They're going to start off running the ball up the middle, only going to get 2 yards on this play. And Robert, if I was the offensive coordinator, the one calling the plays to the Chaparral offense, I'd know that running up the middle is probably not going to be your best bet.
No. They've got tons of speed. They could certainly go on the outside here. I think I wouldn't suggest they're going to throw the ball by any means, but I think running to the outside is probably going to be advantageous for them right here. Let's see if they do it.
Looks like Crawford's going to be a quarterback. To his left stands Barrett. They're going to shift over 2 H-backs or tight ends, whatever you want to call it.
Like I said, run to the outside. There he goes. He's got some speed.
Now running near side is Crawford. Crawford's pulled out of bounds, and they're going to throw a flag.
I'm not sure what that was. That is a face mask, Colleyville?
They might get Burgess either a face mask or a horse collar tackle. We'll find out momentarily. I mean, it was right in front of the official. He was standing right on top of it, so he must have seen something. Zoom into him for you right here. Mr. Official is his name for tonight, since I don't have his name. Face mask, that is correct. All right. Yeah, those penalties are big. Obviously, 15-yard penalties.
First and 10, Chaparral.
Now we'll be at the 30-yard line. I believe that's Crawford. Keeps it himself. Goes over to the right side. Now dropped for a loss of a couple. Colleyville defense swarming to it. They do a great job of swarming the ball, getting to the outside, not letting you get that edge, and that's what those guys are supposed to do. So this defense, they've done a great job all year long. And they're really fast, too. I know being a player for the other team, you're not going to run away from these guys. It's just not going to happen. So now 2nd and 12 from the 29. As I mentioned, we're a long ways away from them, so can't always see the number. Maybe a false start on this one. It appears at quarterback right now is number 22, Jaworski Lane Jr. Robert, grab them binoculars, and if you can get that quarterback's number for me right there. White sleeves. His number's bunched up a little bit too.
Yeah, it's bunched up.
Is it 22?
Could be.
Yeah,
22.
It's 22. We see the back of him now. So that is 22. So I was correct. That is Lane Jr., the 5'9", 170-pound sophomore. And it has him as receiver. We've seen him play quarterback and running back tonight, but I don't know if I've seen him play receiver yet. So that will push him back another 5. We'll call that 2nd and 17 now from the 24. Lane takes the snap, drops the pass, steps up in the pocket, now to the near side.
He is quick, Trey. That boy's quick.
Makes a couple guys move, you got to tackle him. Makes his way all the way down to the other 35-yard line. A really big play there, but you have to tackle him. You let him outside, you let him get around you, and he makes big plays and torches you like that.
That's a chaparral. First down.
You know, Trey, normally we do that to other teams where our quarterback takes off running and he's quick, and they did it to us, and they had no answer for him. He's just quick.
Yeah, and something interesting about this Chaparral team is, like I mentioned, they have a receiver playing quarterback, running back, you name it. They also have a running back that's labeled as a quarterback who played quarterback last season, and we've also seen another running back play quarterback and run the ball. So they have 3 playmakers that are capable of carrying, running, throwing, you name it. Now he's going to hand it off to Barrett up the middle, and it looks like the ball's on the turf.
It is on the turf. It's going to be, looks like a Colleyville ball to me. That's a Colleyville ball. I would say that's that is a Colleyville.
It is.
Let's ring that bell, baby. We have a bell there for a reason.
Where is
we haven't rung it tonight.
Here we go.
So let's ring that bell. Listen up for the bell, folks. Here we go.
I got him tracked. Here we go. Making his way.
And
at the 45.
At the 45.
At the 40.
And here is
now
the bell. Listen up, listen up.
He's slapping the bell. Okay. That would be number 6, Jacob Rapolo, it looks like. Didn't quite get the loud ring of the bell there, but
let me tell you something. We get some turnovers next week. We're going to have a great game next week getting the turnovers.
Valahi takes the handoff from Ulrich. Picks up a gain of 5 on the play. Moves the ball to the 37-yard line. Yeah, Robert, let's talk about that turnover bell. It's also new. We talked about the horn, talked about the bell. Let's talk about it all.
Yeah, so a few years ago I came up with an idea in the Grapevine game that we had a little charity I raised called Turnovers for Charity. So depending how many turnovers we would get, Macmillan Golf Academy would donate X amount of money to a charity of the player's choice who got the turnover. So I thought, well, what better way than to recognize that than to have something that we could either give to the players to wear who got the turnover. Then I thought, wait a minute, why don't we just have a bell? So went to Amazon.com, looked for a bell. My friend James Yanis built it because I'm not a handyman at all. We put the bell on top of that post, and from the last 3 years, it's been the famous turnover bell. And I can tell you something, if we're ringing the bell a lot, we're going to be winning a lot of games because as far as I'm concerned, the ball is always ours. We just have to get it back. And when we do get it back, we win football games.
Some good inside info there on the turnover bell. We saw the big play. Got the defense to jump off sides. Ulrich connected with Blewett on the left side. Penalty was declined. They got back to the line of scrimmage really quick right there. Kind of giving you all that insider information that we're not used to hearing. Robert McMillan, everybody, the golfer by day, commentator by night.
That's right. Yeah, we've been. I've been so happy to be involved with the team for 17 years. I've been doing sideline work. My son, as I said before, went to Colleyville Heritage. He's now a pastor, Fort Worth Bible Church. He planted his own church, and the school was so good to Graham, my son, and Graham, my son, was so good to the school because he did a lot of great things there. So I'm just so excited to be part of this football team in the school district. Great pass by Luke
really
Ulrich.
Good pass by Ulrich, yes. That was caught by Braden Blewett. They always have that good connection. Ulrich knows where Blewett is on the field at all times, ultimately connects with him while under pressure and connects it for a big first down.
You know, when it comes to team sports like this, chemistry is so important, and those two have a great chemistry together. Like you said, they seem to know what one another's going to do. If he gets jammed up, If Luke gets jammed up, Braden just knows where to go to come towards the ball, and it was a perfect scenario.
Ball's on the turf. It was an under center play, and Ulrich dropped the snap, and it's a turnover.
Just sloppy play there. Something we can't do. We're going to go under center. You got to secure the ball. After such a great play, we negate it. You know, being in the golf business, being a golf instructor, it's no different than birdieing the first 3 holes and triple bogey in the next one. You pay it all back. You can't do that. You have to be consistent. And if you're going to mess up, don't mess up royally. That was a royal mess up. We're at the 2-yard line and we give the ball back to them.
They called it the opposite direction, but now they're hesitating. Let's zoom in and hear what he has to say. An offside on the defense. Okay.
Wow. Big break for Colleyville there, right?
Got to graciously take that one.
Absolutely.
And now with 3:13 left to play in the third quarter, Colleyville finds themselves down at the 1-yard line here, knocking on the doorstep of a touchdown. I'm going to zoom in here so y'all can see nice and close. The tush push and a flag down.
Again.
That one's not going to count. Going to move them back 5 yards. Oh, check that. Timeout by the Chaparrals. And with 3:13 to play, we will take it with them. So stand by. We'll be back in just a moment on Colleyville Heritage Panther football.
You have a dream, the dream of having a pool and a backyard oasis. It's time to talk to the professionals at J. Caldwell Custom Pools. From new construction to remodeling, service, and maintenance, J. Caldwell Custom Pools is your custom pool builder and outdoor living design experts. Your dream of having a pool with spas, fountains, and fire features is about to come true. Dive in and find out more at jcaldwellcustompools.com. Proud sponsor of the Colleyville Heritage Panthers. IFC Roofing is a locally owned general contractor and construction company which manages roofing projects hands-on from start to finish. We can also help you navigate each step of the sometimes complicated insurance claim process. If you suspect your home's been damaged by Mother Nature, give IFC Roofing a call and see why they're the highest rated and reviewed roofing general contractor in DFW.
As always, a special thank you to all of our sponsors, and Robert McMillan Golf Academy being one of them. Robert, talk about what it's like being a sponsor here at Colleyville.
Oh, it's been such a blessing for me. You know, the kids are so grateful for some of the involvement that I've had with the football team over the years. Sponsoring the kickoff dinner, such a thrill for me. This year I brought in my good friend Gene McGuire to speak to the kids. Gene was in prison for 36 years when he was 16 years of age. He was one of the best football players in Pennsylvania, high school football players, and unfortunately got in a little bit of trouble, and they end up doing 34 years to life, and his story is unshackled. Gene is a great friend, has a great story. He's a great man of the Lord. He loves the Lord. He's a completely different human being now than he was when he was 16, 17, 18, and he came and spoke to the boys about making the good decisions. You know, like I said earlier, Trey, football mimics life. There's so many things you can learn on the football field that are going to help you with your life, and making good decisions is one of them. And my football team makes good decisions. I love that.
Yes, and we saw an offsides call once again on the defense. Colleyville moves up to the half-yard line. Now going back to the tush-push formation. Will we see it again is the question. Ulrich under center. Tush push comes. Beautiful. Tush push in. No flag. Touchdown Colleyville. Blasting. That's always a good sign.
I made sure I went and purchased some batteries for the horn to make sure we have a loud horn during the playoffs. And like I said, it is very loud. It can be obnoxious, but that's why it's football.
That's right. And on to hold number 17, that's Luke Graves. To kick is Ryan Zucker, and I believe Burgess is snapping. PET is good. And now Colleyville leads it with a score 28-21 with 3 minutes left to play here in the third quarter from Herman Clark Stadium. We'll let you listen to a quick ad and we'll be back in just a moment.
Bev Young's secret to success is simple, but it works. Every client is treated as if they're the only client, guided from beginning to end to ensure a smooth transaction. Reach out to her team and see for yourself. You've got a friend in Wykert Realtors, Bev Young and Associates. Become the best athlete you can be. Pure Performance will help you get stronger, faster, more explosive, lose weight, get out of pain, and be in the best shape of your life. Pure Performance, the best strength and conditioning gym in Colleyville.
All right, and the kick team comes back out. Let me change that score for you. It's tough to keep up with the score. There we go, 28-21. Like I mentioned earlier, 3 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And Zuckert is out to kick off for the Colleyville Panthers. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Join here alongside me, Robert McMillan. I'm Trey Francis. Filling in for the boys, who hopefully will have the whole band back together next week. Zuckert pooches it to the left side. Caught at the 30, fair catch.
All right, I think that was super smart there. We don't want to kick that deep. They're very quick back there. They've burned us a couple of times, and Zuckert was very smart in that little pooch kick right there.
Yeah, Robert, we know that kicking it's a tough position. It's one of those things where it deals with a lot of pressure. And talk about your story and what you've told these kickers in seasons past.
You know, I was very blessed to be invited in to talk to the kickers last year. And, you know, the mental capacity in kicking is very like golf, that mental attitude. And I talked to the kickers last year about a non-emotional execution of a procedure. You're kicking so many kicks in practice and you seem to make so many of them, but when it comes to a real game, you might not perform as well. You've got to make that real game feel like it's practice. It's the same thing. It's a non-emotional execution of a procedure. You have to act the same, be the same, and your results will speak for themselves. One of the worst things I heard at a Colleyville football game as it pertains to kicking was, and Trey, I don't know that you remember this, Izzy DePlaza was kicking to beat Trinity for the first time in school history. It was a 43-yard kick, and before he went on the field, one of his fellow players patted him on the head, and Izzy turned back and said, "If I miss this kick, will you still love me?" And it's such a bad thing to say because that's a negative right away. If I miss this kick, will you still love me? There should have been no thought at all. It should have been like a practice kick, a non-emotional execution of a procedure. And I love talking to these kickers, and this kicker we've got is absolutely fantastic.
Now, we actually use a couple of kickers, both Brian Zucker and Landon Dressel, both very talented. What they do, kicking is not an easy thing to do. That was intercepted there. They're going to call an interception. Incomplete is what they're going to call it. Burgess did intercept it along the sideline here. Yes, Robert, we know that kicking, I mean, it's just like golf. A lot of it comes down to that mental game. You have to be prepared. You have to mentally prepare yourself. You have to know that, you know, you're in that moment, and you just got to do your best at that moment.
And it's that mental attitude. You know, Michael Jordan's missed a lot more shots than he ever made in his life, right? But he didn't get down on the ones he missed. It's like as being a salesperson. If these kids go off to maybe get into sales as a job, just because somebody says no to you, it doesn't matter. What matters is the ones that says yes. So therefore, be positive. Even if you miss a kick, blow it off, forget it. It's over, and move on to the next kick.
And a completed pass there to the right sideline, down at the 35-yard line. Going to bring up a fourth down for the Chaparrals. Going to be an interesting one. See what they do here. Appears that the punting unit is coming on for this team. Don't want to take the risk, especially with a minute 40 left to play in the third quarter. It's still a long game. Still got that whole fourth quarter of football to play. Back to return for Colleyville, the man who has always done it, Mr. Bryson Burgess.
You know, it's interesting, this OD Wyatt team, Trey, there looks like they're going to probably play, I'm not sure if they're going to play Argyle or someone like that, a really good team, but this is a scary team to play against. They come out of our district, 4th in district, but they sure don't look like a 4th place team to me tonight. They've played very well.
Now they fake the punt, runs to the near side, 35, 40, now to the 50. Burgess steps up to tackle him, and instead of returning the ball, he ends up tackling him on the fake punt, and the Chaparrals will have a first down at the 50-yard line. Again, I was thinking there could have been one of those, but you always got to be ready.
Just a couple of missed tackles early there. Now after that, they smothered, but if we can just get that first tackle, we missed the first one, we missed the second one, and then we stopped them, but that's too many yards on a fake.
Yes, we did have that information come into you at halftime for next week's playoff game. We're not sure Thursday or Friday, but we do know it's the Denton Broncos from Denton, where I go to school at. Actually, I go to the University of North Texas in Denton. I was there earlier this afternoon, so I know exactly where Denton is at.
Yes, you do. Mean Green.
The Mean Green, that's it.
Very good golf team, by the way, the Mean Green.
So now 1st and 10 at the 50. Quarterback keep. Look middle, now to the near side. Drop for only a gain of 2.
Great job there by the, I believe, the outside linebackers. That's number 38, Trey. And who is that? Do we know who that is?
Yes, that is Darian Lloyd.
Nice play there, Darian.
Let me do you a favor. Here's a roster. I got an extra one. I didn't realize I didn't. I had 2.
Trey, what you don't realize when you get to 62 years of age, you can't see. Unless I've got readers, that is impossible to see. The font size is 2 millimeters. Really, Trey?
Well, then I will keep giving you the names that you asked for, the numbers you asked for.
You're already multitasking, Trey. You're doing a great job of it, so continue.
And that brings us to the end of the third quarter here. Colleyville leads at 28-21 from Herman Clark Stadium. He's Robert McMillan. I'm Trey Francis. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening on the Colleyville Heritage Panther Football Network.
You have a dream, the dream of having a pool and a backyard oasis. It's time to talk to the professionals at J. Caldwell Custom Pools. From new construction to remodeling, service, and maintenance, J. Caldwell Custom Pools is your custom pool builder and outdoor living design experts. Your dream of having a pool with spas, fountains, and fire features is about to come true. Dive in and find out more at jcaldwellcustompools.com. Proud sponsor of the Colleyville Heritage Panthers.
Classic Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
We're your neighbor. We're your friend. And when you're at Classic Chevrolet, we consider you part of our family. Enjoy honest, upfront pricing, the largest selection of new Chevrolets in the nation, and fair competitive payouts on every trade.
It's consistently in and out in 30 minutes. No haggling, no problems.
Classic Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
And we're back for some fourth quarter action here. Snap back, keeps it, goes up the middle. We're going to mark him down at the 45-yard line. This Colleyville defense swarming them. Burgess along with Stephen Cole. We'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Chaparral offense.
Once again, Trey, they tried to go up the middle there, but I just don't think it's a very good idea against this Colleyville defensive line up front. It's just too good, too quick, too strong. You're going to get jammed up right in the middle. He's got plenty of speed, this running back and the quarterback, so going outside is probably the best option here. They're not going to throw it, so.
Let me change up the quarter, and then I'll hop back on the camera momentarily. We're in the fourth quarter. Here we go. And snap back.
And then he goes running to the outside again, and he got covered up. Beautiful job. Oh, the ball came out, but it is out of bounds. A great defensive play there by Colleyville Heritage. Excellent job.
That was both Stephen Cole and Jacob Rapolo making that great play. Now 4th down for the Chaparral offense. They have a big call right here. Do you punt it? Do you take the risk, try to go for it? I mean, you still got 10:45 left to play in the fourth quarter, but you are down a score.
I like the punt here, Trey. What do you think?
Yeah, I would definitely think so. With a lot of time. So back to punt comes number 22, who we talked about running the ball earlier, Javorsky Lane Jr. And a big shout out to the PA announcer here, because I didn't get I did not get a roster from Coach Zachary Chris for OD Wyatt, so I had to run down there, and he allowed me to take a picture of his roster so I can say some of the names for the other team.
Let's hope it's not a fake here again. Here he goes. Now he's going to punt it.
Punts away. It's a line drive. Drops down at the 20-yard line. Now to the 15. We will call it the 13. Check that 14.
Let's hope that 13 being unlucky for some, being unlucky for OD Wyatt right here, the Chaparrals. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what, I think in this situation, Coach Edwards would love to have seen look Ulrich out of the game and get Bodie in there, our backup quarterback, and get Ulrich out just to be careful. Let's see, Trey, is that Ulrich coming back out or is Bodie in the game?
That would be standby. Looks like Mr. Ulrich is back in the game.
Back in the game. And to his left, is that Colin Bennett?
Hard to tell at the moment. Might be Siona Valahi. We'll see momentarily. It is
It's
Valahi.
very good. Yeah, this kid's tenacious, man. He got stuff there, but I tell you what, if he finds a little gap, a little seam, he's gone.
So he picks up a gain of 4 yards. 2nd down and 6 for the Panthers offense. They had the ball at their own 18-yard line.
Sione has a very quick first step. If he gets a little seam, he is gone. Love to see him take one to the house here tonight.
Yes, we know there's a host of running backs that Colleyville has on this team. You know, you got Keller, Bennett, Valahi. I mean, you name them. Now a deep pass down the field here. Just incomplete, intended for number 2, Zach Sogan.
I like the player, Trey. He was rolling out to his left and throwing, you know, right-handed, which is always a challenge, right? But he's a strong kid. He can do that.
So now 3rd down and 7 for the Panthers. The near side receiver is Blewett. To his right is Valahi. Ball's on the turf.
Again.
Valahi picks it up, pitches it back
Pitches
to
it
Ulrich.
back. Ulrich on the move. He's
Ulrich
looking
throws
downfield again.
Incomplete, intended
but-
for number 5. That's Hayden Golden. That was, I don't know if that was improvised, that's how it's supposed to be. I couldn't really tell, but it looked like the ball had hit the turf. He picked it up, pitched it back to Ulrich, and Ulrich scrambled out to pass it. I mean, I couldn't tell if he handed it off 100%, but it looked like the ball hit the turf. I got a tough decision here because I'm looking through the viewfinder of the camera and I'm trying to look out on the field at the same time.
All right, Ulrich is back to punt here, right? Here we go.
And the punt is away. See if I can follow this one for you.
Beautiful
Drop
punt.
down to
Come
40,
on,
now
come
to
on.
30, 25. Marked down at the 22-yard line. Back deep to receive there was number 11, Darnigan Crawford. And the 22-yard line is where the Chaparral offense will take over here with 9 minutes left to play in the 4th quarter. We'll be back in just a moment, but till then, we'll let you listen to one of our sponsors of the McMillan Golf Academy.
Are you serious about your golf game? We are. From playing on tour to more than 25 years of teaching experience, the staff at McMillan Golf understands there is not one way to swing a golf club. Using video analysts, teaching aids, and drills, the staff will customize your learning experience to fit your level of play. Individual, group, and playing lessons are available. Come now to the McMillan Golf Academy.
There we go. We love the Irish-sounding accent, as you call it, Robert, from Mr. Brantz himself.
It's a Scottish accent. That's very different from an Irish one.
Well, he tries the Scottish accent.
Didn't do it very well, but that's okay. We love him anyway.
We love him anyway.
Yes, we do.
Now run to the outside, now out of bounds. Hopefully Doug was not listening on that one. I'm sure he was, though. A big shout out to Doug Branch, teaching me how to do all this stuff, so when he goes on the road, I'm able to do all this. You know, Robert, you walked in, you saw this stuff sitting here, and you're kind of mind blown.
Incredible. What a production. I mean, kudos to Doug Branch and Gary and Trey for what they do up here. It's just amazing. It's not just a case of showing up and grabbing a microphone. There's a lot of moving parts, and Trey's multitasking. I'm just blessed to be up here to, I don't know if I'm helping him more than hurting him, but I'm just glad to be here.
I'll trust in you're helping, because otherwise I'm just talking to myself. And I did that for that first little quarter, and it was pretty tough, so I'm glad you're up here helping me.
Great defense,
Now
Colleyville.
hand off
There we
up
go
the middle.
now.
That's going to
There we
be swarmed up. That is number 6, Jacob Rapolo on the play. Really good job breaking through, making a really good play, and dropping him for a loss of yards. Brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Chaparral offense with 8:43 left to play in the 4th quarter. We have the score in the quarter right on the screen. Good to go. And Robert, I know that you and Tony Romo are good friends. I know he's a big golfer. Y'all golf sometimes together. So talk about, you know, Tony loves Colleyville football. We know that. We've seen videos of him talking about it. So talk about Tony and Colleyville football, I guess.
I think he pretty much has to, because every time we get together, I'm always talking about the Panther game. You know, we play golf on a Tuesday, Panthers play on a Friday, and then we talk about how they play. He always asks me, how did your Panthers do? I think it's pretty neat that to be part of this Panther family. that Tony recognizes the passion I have for Panther football, but I also have a great passion for high school football. But just in general, obviously, this is my favorite sporting team, whether it's the Stars or the Rangers or the Mavs. This is my favorite sporting team, and I enjoy just chatting on the golf course to Tony about football. And I had the pleasure of showing Tony a little bit of film on Luke and what he does, and some of the things that Tony said about him is really, really fantastic to hear Tony Romo talk about our quarterback and how good he is on his feet, always looking down the field. Some of the things and the compliments he gave Luke was just really outstanding, and it's just a blessing to be able to talk to Tony about that and about my beloved Colleyville Heritage Panther football team.
Yes, and I believe we had a timeout there on the field. We'll stay right here while they take the timeout. 7:37 left to play in the fourth quarter. Colleyville leads by a touchdown. This Chaparral offense has to look to do something here if they want to make up the score and tie it up against Colleyville. As we mentioned, the playoffs are right around the corner, right next door, as I like to say, and Colleyville has done very well this season. We know they only have their one loss to Texas High. That was Texas High, right?
Texas High by 3.
Yes, by 3.
We actually,
yes.
You could always say we could have won that game. We should have, would have, could have. It doesn't matter. We lost the game, but we outplayed them for the majority of the game. They just beat us. So to have only one loss to a team that's ranked number 7 in the state, pretty impressive. When we are focused, when we don't make mistakes, when we don't get penalties, we can beat anybody in the state, and we can go on and win a state championship. I'm looking forward to watching our boys play in December.
Yes, playoffs is a big time. I know Reed and I both had our time in the playoffs. It's a really good time. You definitely want to play past Thanksgiving. That was always the big thing for us. Play past Thanksgiving, play into December. And unluckily in my years, we had Denton Ryan stopping us, but we no longer do, as they're up in 5A Division I and we're in 5A Division II. Chaparral offense comes back out on fourth down, finds a wide open receiver, now tracks back across the field.
Great tackle, great open field tackle. Number 7, Trey, help me out with that.
Hayden West.
Hayden West, fantastic. Going against a much bigger player and straight down towards his feet. Make sure he can't move him, wrap him up. Beautiful open field tackle.
Yeah, that was Mikkel Davis on the catch, the 5'11", 180-pound senior. And the Chaparral offense there had to draw up one of their best plays. It was fourth down. They're in their own territory. Had they turned it over, Colleyville probably could have been close to writing this one off, but now they had the ball at the 45-yard line, first down. Crawford takes the snap, hands it off to Barrett going up the middle, picks up a gain of 2 after being swallowed up by the Red Storm, a.k.a. the Colleyville defense. And Robert, we mentioned it all day long. I mean, come on, do you not know that the inside run is not going to work? I mean, what do you think if you're the OC for this Chaparral team?
Not particularly smart to go up the middle against this Colleyville football team. You're going to go absolutely nowhere.
I mean, I guess in the Colleyville favor, the Colleyville bias says, you know what, you should run up the middle every time. But obviously they're not going to do that.
No.
So they're going to run a stack to the far side, 2nd and 8. Crawford claps once, gets the ball. Now looks to pass. Has 2 guys in his face, makes a miss, but goes right into the hands of, I believe that's number 88. Yes, it is. That's Demarius Logan. You can get away from 1, maybe 2, but not 3. And Logan was sitting right there waiting for him, said, hello there, Mr. Crawford.
Logan's played a great game, I'll tell you. He's been tenacious tonight. I love it. Our defense is starting to look really good.
So now 3rd and 15 for the Chaparral offense from their own 40-yard line. The first down is the opposite 45. 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Colleyville leads by 7. And they'll send 2 receivers to each side. Barrett will stand to the right of Crawford. They have a motion man. Fake the handoff. Up the middle, goes to the other side. Now tracks along the left sideline. Slipped out of bounds at the 45. It's going to bring up a fourth down, and check that, they're going to put at the 46. And now we'll see another fourth down for the Chaparral offense. Clock stopped on this one. He went out of bounds. 5:23 is what it reads. It's going to be 4th and 9 though. And Robert, we haven't really mentioned it, but I mean, our history goes back ways. You remember the first time you met me when I walked up to you with a set of golf clubs? And now here we are, what, 8 years later, 10 years?
Yeah, a long time. I remember the first time you made a swing in front of me, it looked like you were trying to kill a snake inside a phone booth with a wet noodle. That's what your golf swing looked like. And then, of course, after a few hours at McMillan Golf Academy, we got you swinging it well and you hit it great. And just so great that you enjoyed golf. See, kids that take up golf, you don't have to have a vision to want to play in your high school golf team to play golf. Golf is a game of a lifetime. Think of how far golf will take you in your career as a business person if that's what you choose to do with your life. You'll be invited to play golf. My son, being a pastor, is always getting invited to go play golf with the elders and some of the charity events. The fact that he has a set of golf clubs and he can play golf, doesn't have to play well, just know the rules and enjoy the game. This is a game of a lifetime. My oldest student's 86 years of age, my youngest one is 4. So how about that?
There you go.
There's Blewett again.
Colleyville ended up getting the turnover on downs, and now they come out on offense. Ulrich to Blewett for the first play for a gain of 5. Yeah, Robbie, you're right. Golf, it's a lifetime sport. I'm 21 years old now. I've played since, I guess, what year was it? I need to go back and look. I know I see videos all the time, and I can't even stand looking at myself in the way I swung the golf club back then. And folks, I do have to tell you, the Robert McMillan Golf Academy, it is something else. You sure do learn a lot, and I'm very grateful for what I did learn. I know it'll help me in the future whenever I do play golf. And I've been trying to play, but you know, school is a high priority right now as I graduate in May. But I love getting out and playing when I can.
Yeah, golf takes a lot of time. You know, it takes about 4.5 hours to play around a golf, so it's time consuming. By the time you get there, hit a few balls to warm up. But when you do get a chance to play, it's so rewarding. You're outside in the fresh air. Or I should say, sometimes in the summertime in Texas, it's pretty nasty hot.
I know you dealt with that this summer. Talk about what that was like. Obviously, Colleyville, they had their strength conditioning program in the summers. They always do. And they had to deal with some of the heat elements. So talk about what it was like dealing with the heat elements for you.
It's tough. I teach outdoors. I don't have an indoor facility, so I do about 8 to 10 lessons a day, 6 days a week outside. This in particular was a very long summer. Our summers in Scotland are about 9 hours, right? When you get over 85 degrees, it might be for 9 hours. You know, a Scottish summer is very, very short. So coming to Texas when I first came here, you know, 26 years ago, and I experienced my first summer in Texas, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I'd never seen a temperature over 95 degrees in all the time I was in Scotland. And then there was 30 days, it was over 100. So it was hard for my body to adjust to that, but now I love it. I don't mind the heat whatsoever. In fact, I'd much rather be hot than be cold.
Yes, the Texas heat can be something else, and Texas high school football, it's so big, you know, it doesn't really matter the heat. They had to push a few of the games at the beginning of the year back timing-wise.
Love this play, Keller, on the outside, come on.
Yeah, direct snap here to Keller, going to go down for no gain on the play. 3 minutes and 28 seconds left in the fourth. Now, we talked about the band at halftime. You know, that plays a big part into how big Texas high school football really is. I mean, people love it. You see the playoffs. You go to those playoff games. I went to one AT&T Stadium a couple of years ago, and, I mean, the thing's sold out. It's high school football. This is not the Cowboys, which I was there the other day, and it was sold out. I mean, this is Texas high school football, and people are showing up and showing out.
You know, it's funny, Trey. I took my sister, who came to visit me from Scotland a couple of years ago, to our first Colleyville Heritage football game. I told her we're going to a high school football game, and I said, you know, there'll be 6,000 people there. It was actually happened to be the Grapevine Colleyville game, so there was 8,000 people there. But,
what a game to take her to.
Right, and she walked into that stadium. She said, is this the high school stadium, or is this a college stadium? And they're using they said, no, this is the high school stadium. 2 teams share it, the Mustangs and the Panthers. She absolutely was freaked out. She took so much video, took so many pictures.
Her camera roll is full now, huh?
Incredible experience for my sister to experience what Texas high school football is different from just American high school football. Texas is the bar. We set the bar. Come on, Luke, let it go. Sling it.
Oh, it gets outside.
Attaboy.
Those are out of bounds. Incomplete pass. Going to bring up 4th down.
And that's okay, Trey. That's one of those plays where you don't want to, you've got 2 guys coming right at you, and you don't try to thread the needle, and you just throw it up in the 3rd row, get rid of the ball, don't take the sack. Again, he's a senior. He's got a great football IQ. He's mature. and just a wonderful kid. I really love just talking to him, getting a high five from him before the games, and just corresponding with him on Twitter. Just a great kid.
Now 4th down, Ulrich drops back to pass, shovels it forward, intercepted. Not the play that Colleyville was looking for. Either way, had it been incomplete, would have been turnover on down, so about the same spot. And now there is an injured player on the field.
This was my biggest fear, was that now we've got Luke Ulrich playing all 4 quarters, and he's now on the ground. So let's pray that he's okay. We certainly don't need any injuries. He's moving, folks. He's moving.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he took 2 guys hitting him at the same time. Hopefully just knocked the wind out of him and he'll be all right. But while he's down, we'll step aside and run a commercial for you real quick, and we'll get the injury update for you when we get back. You're listening on the Colleyville Heritage Panther Football Radio Network.
Classic Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
We're your neighbor. We're your friend. And when you're at Classic Chevrolet, we consider you part of our family. Enjoy honest, upfront pricing, the largest selection of new Chevrolets in the nation, and fair competitive payouts on every trade.
It's consistently in and out in 30 minutes. No haggling, no problems.
Classic Chevrolet. Relax, enjoy the difference.
And Mr. Ulrich was able to walk off on his own power, so that's good to see. He got up there. Might have just gotten the wind knocked out of him. I hope that's the case.
Yeah, he walked off a little gingerly, but I think he looks like he's okay. 28-21 with 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, they're going to the empty set here. Looks like Crawford at quarterback. He'll take the snap, steps up in the pocket, passes downfield, has a man, it's caught.
That was just a terrific pass, Trey. It was a terrific pass and a terrific catch.
Do they call it incomplete?
Wow.
I believe they did.
From where we were looking in the booth right here, that looked like it was a great catch.
Yes. Yeah, they're going to call that one incomplete. We definitely thought that one was completed, but incomplete, so 2nd down. Minute 55 left to play in the 4th. Colleyville leads it by 7. The Chaparrals are driving. They do have 1 timeout. Colleyville with 3. Ball at the 35-yard line. They got Crawford at quarterback. Empty set. They'll send 3 to the far side, 2 to the near side. We'll zoom in for you there so you can get a closer pick. Crawford steps back to pass. Now is flushed out of the pocket to the left, to the Colleyville sideline. Ran out of bounds at the 41-yard line. That will stop the clock. Puts it at a minute 47 now. 3rd down. Once again, we thank you for tuning in on this Thursday Night Football. Joining alongside me, Robert McMillan, one of our great sponsors of Colleyville Heritage. I'm Trey Francis. It's getting to be a good one tonight. It's been a close game all game long. It was 21-21 at half. Colleyville only managed to score 1 touchdown since. Now the Chaparrals are trying to score their points. 3rd down and 5. Shotgun snap back to the left side. Has a man. It's incomplete. Intended for his receiver, who was at the sticks for the 1st down. Going to be incomplete, bringing up a 4th down. This could be the last play for the Chaparral offense.
We get a minute 30, clock ticking down here. 28-21, Colleyville Heritage winning again, about to go undefeated in district play.
And we have an official timeout, looks like.
As they're talking, Trey, we can kind of fill everybody in that's listening that we'll be playing Denton High Broncos next week. Looks like it's going to be a Thursday night or a Friday night game at Panther Stadium in Colleyville. I hope that we get a great support to come out. We need home field advantage. We've earned home field by winning our district, so therefore we need to show the Denton Broncos that we are loud and proud. My horn will be blasting. I want the crowd to be involved, and remember to be as loud as you possibly can when Denton High is on offense. That's what we want to do. We can get quiet when we're on offense. Let's get loud when they're on offense, and let's get through these playoffs.
That's right. Now 4th and 5. This could be the last play, as I mentioned. Minute 29. They're going to send all the receivers into the pattern. Crawford stands in the backfield by himself. Gets the snap back. Looks to pass.
Pressure.
Is flushed out of the pocket. Now steps back into it. Runs across the field to the near side. Approaches the 40. Gets a block out in front. Gets to the 45. Is he going to have enough? I believe he will.
Yeah, I believe that's a first down.
That's going to move the chains for the Chaparral offense. Minute 18 remaining in the 4th quarter. That was really close. He scrambled around for that one for a long time. They have not indicated a chain movement yet.
Yeah, it's a first down there, Trey.
Still no chain movement.
Yeah, they're thinking about it.
And the head official said move the chains,
Yeah.
and they're still not moving them.
Even though I am a homer, I still think that the O.D. Wyatt Chaparrals did get the first down there. Kudos to our guy for not hitting him out of bounds. It looked like he could have, and that would have been definitely a first down. And he contained himself and pulled up so not to jack that kid up out of bounds. So that was good job there by our guy.
Yeah, the officials are going to talk about it. And the chains will move. 1st and 10 for the Chaparrals.
A minute 18 on the clock, Trey. This is a close game here. We could have a tied ball game here. We'll see.
Yeah, it is. It is getting late, Robert. Past my bedtime. I'm sure yours too.
It was past my bedtime at 8:30. Late game tonight, 8 o'clock start, because we did have a football game here before this game. That's why the game was pushed back to 8 o'clock.
Another empty set. Steps up.
Got him,
pass.
sacked him. Atta boy, defense. There we go, Colleyville.
This time the pocket closes fast. That's Naida, Rapolo. 15 is Cole.
I tell you, that Rapolo, that's a big body right there. That kid's athletic. He's a big kid.
A host of Colleyville defenders back there in the backfield, and the Chaparrals have to burn their last time out with a minute 10 left in the 4th quarter. We're going to step aside for just a minute and run a feed store barbecue commercial for you, so stand by. We'll be right back.
Hey, now listen, folks, I got a little story for you about where I get my comfort food when I'm feeling down and blue. I drive down South Whitechapel to the feed store barbecue.
Specializing in insurance for self-employed, small businesses, contractors, families, and individuals. Tailor-made PPO health insurance. Reach out for alternative solutions this open enrollment. The team at Unified Health Advisors is ready to score a touchdown for you.
And we're back in action here with a minute 10 left. Chaparral offense on the field, 2nd and 15 at their 39-yard line. Colleyville defense looking to stop them. Chaparral's no timeouts left. They're going to put a running back in the backfield this time. Too much pressure from that Colleyville defense. Crawford takes the snap, looks to pass once again, steps up in the pocket, but it's not going to happen this time. Dragged down by number 31. That is Joe Rapolo. The Rapolo boys getting it done up front.
Trey, I want to give a quick shout out to Todd Raymond, athletic director. What a job he did and his team did of getting that game moved at late notice, moved up a day earlier. Much easier to move a game later, but to move it a day earlier, difficult. Good job there, Todd Raymond.
Yes, 40 seconds left. 3rd and long for the Chaparrals. Now looks to pass, has a man. He's inbounds. Clock continues to tick. 32 seconds and ticking. We'll give you the time as it comes. Colleyville leads by 7. 30 seconds to play. Chaparrals get back on the ball. This is 4th down. 4th down and 11. Takes a snap, looks to pass downfield. Has nobody open. Scrambles around, points, moves, now runs.
Oh, it's almost
down
intercepted.
throws, nearly intercepted, and that is going to be a turnover on downs. The Colleyville defense does it once again, getting the job done for this Colleyville Heritage offense, or the Colleyville Heritage team. And now Colleyville knows that that was pretty much the icing on the cake, as you can hear the horn going off. There are 16 seconds left. Colleyville should come out and need the ball, and this game should be history. Playoffs next week. We talked about it, either Thursday or Friday. We will find out on Saturday. So you'll probably find out Twitter, X, or whatever you want to call that now, and you'll find out Facebook and anywhere pretty much. You'll see it.
Trey, that was one of the closest games we've had this year. We struggled a little bit early. We gave up a lot of big plays, but we got ourselves in order. Luckily, it looks like we've come out of this game healthy, and that was a priority.
And Ulrich needs the ball now, and with 10 seconds and counting, the Colleyville Heritage team will line up at midfield to shake hands with the Chaparrals. We'll zoom out for you. I'm sorry about that. And the clock just hit 0 as you hear the horn going off right now. And Colleyville will make their way down the 50, knowing that they are undefeated district champions. A really big win for them, coming out 28-21. Let me change that score final for you. Don't want to confuse anybody. The game is over. Robert, you can go ahead and talk about what were your thoughts on this game, what you look forward to next week.
You know, good stuff. Big congratulations to Coach Edwards in his first year at Colleyville Heritage to play an undefeated district. He almost went undefeated, period, only losing to Texas High by 3 points. So pretty impressive start. You know, it'll get tougher as we go. This is not the strongest district on the planet. We all know that. But we don't ever want to play down to a competition. We want to be tenacious and take care of ourselves. And we did that tonight. We come out with a win. It looks like we're going to leave this game healthy. And we're super excited for next week. First round of the playoffs. We get Denton Broncos, and we get to that game and be tenacious and move on. All we got to do is move on.
Yes, that Denton Broncos team, they're a very scrappy team. As Colleyville used to be in a district with them. They no longer are. But, yeah, that team's very scrappy. They'll play it till the end. They do like, you know, if it gets a little chippy, they will get chippy, and they don't really care. That's kind of just how they've played in seasons past. I can't guarantee they're still like that, but that's just how it was whenever we played against them.
Right, and I do remember that, Trey. I think that you just got to be careful with that. I've often talked about that to the players when we have a conversation with them about retaliation. It never works. You have to be unselfish. The most important part of the game is the scoreboard, right? So if you're going to retaliate and get a penalty on your team, another penalty because you are selfish, you need to be selfless, and that means think of yourself less. Think of the team. Throw your arms up in the air, walk away. Somebody hits you after the whistle, walk away. Take the penalty and go beat them on the field. Don't beat them after the whistle.
Yeah, I always like to say let the score do the talking, and Colleyville definitely let the score do the talking in this one. Colleyville comes away with this one 28-21. We saw it was 21 up at half. Colleyville scored that one touchdown in the second half to give them a victory here. Playoffs next week. We talked about Denton High. Robert, I do want to thank you for joining me today, so I didn't have to talk to myself all day, because people don't always want to hear my voice.
Oh, no, you did a great job, Trey.
They like hearing an interesting voice like yours. We appreciate your great commentary and insight joining me tonight. And
talking to yourself
really
is okay as long as you don't answer yourself back. Then you start having a problem with that.
That's right.
But it's been a pleasure. It's been my first time up in the booth. I've actually, believe it or not, 17 years I've been with the team being part of the Booster Club and helping the team. I've never been up in the booth at any game. I've always been in the sidelines. That's where I like to spend my time, and I'm very blessed that the school district and the team allows me to do that, allows me to control the horn, allows me to be down in the field. And I think the world of the football team, I think the world of the school district, I think the world of Colleyville Heritage Panthers, and I'm blessed that I get to come to these games, and God willing, we'll keep doing it all the way through Thanksgiving. Trey, thanks for all you do, multitasking by yourself tonight. Great job, Trey.
Yeah, I appreciate you having up here, but like I said, we'll be back next week. We'll have the coverage for you. Hopefully the boys are back together next week. Doug Branch, Reed Harrison-Ducrow, Gary Harrison-Ducrow, I want to thank them, as they're always a great part of our team here. We want to thank Coach Edwards from Colleyville Heritage, the Colleyville Heritage Booster Club. We appreciate them and all that they do for us. And we appreciate all you listening in tonight on a Thursday night edition of high school football. Make sure to tune in next week as we will be back. He's Robert McMillan, and I'm Trey Francis, and good night.